discontinued fries and burger dreams. Boat parts flying through the stream. Friday fallouts on the air. Ranking flicks with zero care. Fast food ghosts and trend trivia sprees. Set sail, chaos with boat parts, please. They talk of nuggets lost to time. A spicy sauce, a flavor crime. Debating classics from real to real. Popcorn crunch with every spiel. Friday fallouts on the air. Ranking flicks with zero care. Fast food ghosts and trivia sprees. Set sail on chaos with boat parts, please. The chat explodes, they shout their picks. That movie's trash, it's number 6. Anchors drop, but spirits soar. On Friday nights, they're never bored. Friday fallouts on the air. Ranking flicks with zero care. Fast food ghosts and trivia sprees. Set sail on chaos with both parts, please.
Kurtz Vano has, he's gonna wear that
Shitty
beigey
gray.
piece
Look at
of
these. Look at
shit
these
looking
titties.
thing.
Look at that titty stain. Like,
I know.
Yeah. My
It's
favorite
so-
gray shirt's got
so
an
com-
oil
Why do you
stain.
even go through all of the work of making everything pretty if you're just gonna wear that nasty shirt every time?
I want you to know that I do it for you guys, not for me.
It's like the collar's stretched out from sweat. It's just you ain't tight,
Oh,
no matter what
that's
you
so
say.
thin.
Nah, man, I gotta dress homeless. I want to be cool. I want to be a Skyrim NPC. Anyways, welcome to the Friday Fallout, everybody.
Oh,
So you wear
hey,
fancy outside of the show? You're like suited up?
I
Yeah,
can't
no.
believe how much
No.
chat comments are out there before we even got started today. They were really
I'm
on
glad
it.
that they found something to talk about because
Yeah,
Who
help
knows?
us out. We need something to talk about.
Yeah.
Other than customer service and work problems that I think Vandal and I could spend in 2 hours just talking about that. So
We're just bitchy
It's a
old
reality.
ladies, dude.
I want a
It's a
job
real-
where I can call off when my girlfriend emotionally cheats on me.
Oh man. Speaking of which, I'll start my week off right.
Right. Yeah.
Right now.
So
Right. Yeah.
I sent it. I'll get my shit out of the way, so you guys don't have to complain I'm taking forever. I sent it in like our little Discord group chat or whatever. So like 2 months ago, I had this lady email me. Right? She was like, "Hey, I ordered a couple Snoopy decals from you, and I ordered them, and I thought that one would face the other way, and they don't. I want a refund. Let me look into this for you. Sometimes people request it and we miss it, you know? Everyone's fucking human, you know? So as I look into it,
Married to the guy with the Indian stickers that wanted them. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead, sorry.
and then this fucking nice lady, sorry, I'm not trying to take Sewer Rug's thunder, was like, ordered them a year ago and said she just now got to them to use them. And I understand maybe you have like, you know, what's that shit called? Fucking stupid. You know what I mean? And you bought stickers a year out from your fucking project. So I was like, so I checked the order and you didn't request it reversed. And I was nice. You guys have seen some of my meaner email, like not, I wouldn't say meaner, but energy matching emails. When I was talking to this lady, I was like, I seriously told myself like, just don't be a dick. Just respond and then let it go. Anthony always tells me like, just respond and let it go. And that's not who I am. That's who I was today. And I was like, ma'am, like, just so you know, like, you didn't ask for it to be reversed. And you bought this over a year ago. And for these reasons, I'm not going to give you a refund. And so she's like, fuck you. I'm going to have a fucking bonfire with your stickers. Have a nice fucking life. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, like, burn the things you paid for so you can't use them. And then you'll go buy them again. Whatever. So anyways, this was a couple months ago. I came into work this morning to this email. I should put on screen for you guys. I showed it to these guys so they can verify. Hello again, Chris. I apologize for my angry response to your email regarding the previous old order of Snoopy decals. Honestly, I have no excuse for that reaction, and I am embarrassed about it. I would be happy to do business with your company again if that's all right with you. However, at this point, I'm not quite sure what I want to order. Hope you have a great day. Sincerely, Adrienne. And I'm not gonna say her last name.
She had a coming to Jesus meeting. There was a
No,
good
no.
church service, and she.
And
felt
this
so
happens a
guilty.
lot. They can't find them fucking cheaper because we're the fucking cheapest spot you can
It's
buy them
true.
on the fucking internet. And so,
And
yeah.
for transfers too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I see all these ads all the time. It's like, why is everybody using Ninja transfers? And I'm like, because they're fucking stupid. Because like you guys are a quarter of the price of what
Yeah.
Ninja transfer charges. But I was laughing at Earn because that's priceless. My secret AI girlfriend is emotionally cheating on me. Thank you for that. That was-
Oh, you gotta hate it when they do that. Just hit the reset button.
Reset button.
Have you tried Alt F4?
It's too
I
early to
don't.
get into it, but you guys see that ad, about the guy who cheated on his family with AI, and then his AI broke
Yeah.
up with him and blocked him?
Yeah, the guy that proposed to his Chat GPT girlfriend.
I've been thinking about dropping all my social media and just getting out of that situation. That is a very, 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 very good reason to maybe do that. So yeah. That's
The
yeah,
direction.
I feel
yeah.
I'm sorry to anybody who's tried to contact me through IG, but I'm just not like today I went through and I must have had like 12 different messages on there and I'm like trying to figure all right, what is all this? Because I just haven't been involved with it this week. I'm sorry, guys.
But I before we get into it, this is something for chat to catch up on while we talk about our
course.
weeks. Do you guys talk to Chat GPT about your everyday life? Like, do you guys
No.
talk to it like not you guys? This isn't for you guys. I know
Oh,
you guys
okay.
don't.
Oh, okay.
Sewer
Excuse
Rook can
me?
barely figure out his webcam. Snorkel doesn't like to use any of this stuff unless he fucking is on a video game. And Anthony just doesn't have the time. So I know where you guys are coming from. But chat, like, go ahead and throw it in there while we hear about these guys' weeks. So anyway, Snorkel.
My week was great. It was a week. So,
I like your
how
shirt.
was your week? Thank you. I like my shirt too.
it's-
Thank
I
you.
don't
for
like your
sending
shirt.
it.
How about I don't like your shirt?
You're
Is
more
that
than
okay?
welcome to not like my shirt. You're wrong. And
I don't like my
three-fourths of
shirt
the-
either.
Three-fourths of the
matters.
party likes my shirt.
What's
so-
your shirt, Sewer Rug? If you're going to talk about it, you have
It
to
was
show
a
it off.
birthday gift. It was a birthday gift from Wee Woo, and it just says,
Ah, Hells yes.
Could that
Woo!
be in larger font? Like, Jesus Christ, that's big.
So it never leaves the house. This is my second time wearing it. I wore it the night he gave it to me and we went go karting. But after that, I haven't worn it again. So here we are, round two. Vacation was, nothing. It was a vacation, right?
It's a nice beach it looks like you went to there.
Yeah, it was pretty classy. Carolina Beach, North Carolina, where everyone knows beaches are. I had a beachfront stay with the window. You open it and you're like, shut up, beach. You're so loud. Ate crab and stuff, beach stuff. Yeah, it's boring. But I got back on Tuesday, told everyone at work I wasn't getting back till Wednesday. So I had all of Wednesday to prep, and my car got detailed while I was gone. So it smelled really good. And I got that going for me. And I pack it up. And then I worked yesterday, and I woke up early because Carolina's further in the future than I am in Colorado, so it was like 2 hours where I was like, oh, 6:30, that's great, because I normally wake up at like 8:39. So I got up at 6:30 Colorado time, fucking kicked ass yesterday, get to my first job today, and the camera went out. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so, like, I go to the repair shop, and like, yeah, that'll be a lot of money. And I'm like, cool, how much is a lot of money? They're like, I don't know, a couple months mortgage. I was like, all right, cool, let's do that. So I'm getting that fixed. And then I'm driving home, and I'm like, I'm going to edge the yard, and like cut the weeds out, and I'm going to do a bunch of work around the house because I got free time. I'm not working all of today, losing that money. All of tomorrow, and I'm losing that money. And then I got kind of fucking down, so I started scrolling. And then I was like, I got to get out of this funk, right? Because I got to do this show. So I was like, let's motivate. And I start like putting stuff together. And I'm like, yeah. And I get to the shed early, and I'm getting stuff ready. And I'm wearing my Crocs. And I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. And then I flicked up a piece of dog poo in between my foot and my Croc, like magically. I was like, how do you? And so it was in the middle part of the shoe, like right here. And you'll see that this Croc got cleaned because of it. Like this Croc is still dirty. This one is clean. You could tell the vibrant colors to it. So while I'm cleaning it, I'm like, that's all right. Don't think negative thoughts. Let's get positive here. And I'm scrubbing it really fucking good. And I'm like, I'm going to be great. This is going to be fun. This is a part of life. And then I go to put it back on and immediately realized that all the scrubbing I did was just the outside. So I stepped right back into the dog shit on my foot that I had already cleaned. And I was like, this is how I motivate? This is life? So I'm out a bunch of money I didn't make. I'm going to spend a lot of money to fix my equipment. I own my own business. I can't be a crybaby about it. And even though I step on shit, I got to clean it off and step on shit again. So that's been my 2 weeks. All in one day.
You're the only one that know I can go on a vacation and then have it turn out to
That's what I was saying. I was psyching myself out. I was like doom scrolling, being like, this is why I don't deserve vacations. I just fuck myself out of money and things get rough when I vacation.
So you don't
And then
have
I
like
tried to-
backup camera, like for all the work you do? Like
They're like $9,000 a pop.
I was gonna
and
say
I
it's
just-
probably an expensive
Wow.
piece of equipment.
Yeah,
I see
and
them on
just don't have-
Amazon. You can hook it to your Android for like $12.
I know, same quality too. So I just I don't have it yet to buy another one, but I will. But until then, I gotta fix this one Monday. So I'm off for the weekend, and maybe I'll mow the yard, or maybe I'll just mope all weekend. I don't know. It depends.
Are you
on how
gonna
much
edge
shit I
some
get
bushes?
Edge those bushes. Edge. But yeah, that was it, man. I didn't get like a funny tan, but I didn't like burn either. So I got.
You
no
did
good-
get a funny tan. Pull it back up.
No, it was much
Enhance.
worse. It was more prominent before, and now this is.
It looks like you
It's
didn't
not
wash
as
the poop off that one spot of your Croc on your arm.
I haven't been showering well because my bathroom's being remodeled, so like it's been sparse.
Jesus
but that's
Christ, how much shit you got going on at one time?
fine. What day is it?
How much shit you got in your
Welcome to
Crocs?
Friday Ball! What?
Well, it's good to have you back.
Thanks. I'm back. I'm
It's
here.
awesome. Yeah, the funniest part is those of you that know the story about Idiocracy and Crocs and the whole situation with that. He's wearing the exact color of Crocs that they thought would never take off, and because the shoes were so ugly. So thank you for that. Like that's
And
just
Crocs couldn't handle their like what was it 2,000 pair order. They couldn't handle it. They're like that's too
they were a
many
brand
pairs."
new company,
Yeah,
and the costume
That they-
designer was like,
they're
Look
gonna
at
crash.
these are never gonna catch on. Like these are just fucking terrible. And yeah, she was she was definitely wrong. You know, she underestimated the idiocracy of the nation.
Yeah.
Well,
Rubber
with them
fucking-
I
being
like
that color
money.
orange too, could you get a little wig add-on, like a blonde wig add-on?
Please
I like
don't.
what you're doing. No, I like money. As you know, basically, I'm fine. So we're good. Here we go. Rock and roll. Let's go Friday. What do we got?
Before we get into Anthony, Kentucky Sign says, Suey, I was planting a bush for Mrs. Shine in my Crocs. Felt something wiggling, kicked off the Croc to find a little black snake. I shit. I'm afraid of two things, my mom and snakes. So you got attacked by a brown snake. He got attacked by a black snake.
You know, liberty,
I
justice.
thought we were going to talk
waits.
about Juneteenth.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Anthony, what's up? How was your
Anthony.
Nowhere near as exciting as sewer rugs, but the fun thing about having new employees is that you get to introduce them to your crazy customers. So this week I've been making him take more customers so he can get some experience, up front, and he's going to run into problems so that I can help him learn how to do different things. And man, the crazies have been in this week. It has been like for June. I almost did a video this week because I wanted to show how fucking shitty the weather and conditions are here for like fucking summertime. And the problem with Wisconsin is they get very little summertime, so they cram like as much fucking shit as they can into these short periods of time. Like this week, there's like the Blue Angels, there's this Blue Buffalo thing going on. There's a game, there's Country Fest. Literally, there must be a half a dozen to a dozen of these events going on in Eau Claire right now. It's been like 50 or 60 degrees, and it's rained like a half an inch every day.
Summer.
We had 2 days that were like 90 degrees, and I'm like, I hope you guys enjoyed the summer. Those were it. That was the whole summer. That's all we get. We're
You
at the
say-
end of June, and it feels like fucking fall. It's terrible.
It's Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
And the best
it
thing
near
about
Two
it is
Rivers?
you also have to spend more money to live here for some reason, because you ever been in a smaller place where the people that have lived there their whole lives think it's like the greatest place ever? And I'm like, you've never been anywhere else, obviously. Like, it's not that.
There are things outside the Super Walmart.
Yeah, they got a Chick-fil-A like less than a year ago, and everybody was ranting and raving about it. I'm like, I worked at a Chick-fil-A when I was a teenager. Like, that's been 30 some years ago. Like, you guys just got a fucking Chick-fil-A. It makes me laugh. It just does. I don't know why people live here. I really can't figure it out. The weather's miserable. The prices are way too high. People want like immense amount of money for rent and shit like that. So, it's just been.
It's a
just been-
two-name city problem, I'm noticing.
Yeah, there's a college here that's supposed to be pretty good. That's what everybody kind of hangs their hat on. But it's like, I never heard of this place until I had. to move.
That there's good land, Anthony.
I
They're
mean,
gonna
how
build
many people in
houses on it.
chat have ever heard of Eau Claire, Wisconsin before I came here? Probably none. Like, it's just
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like,
I've heard of
it's
Milwaukee.
like the Coeur d'Alene place where Palmer's Powders is. Like, I'd never heard of that place until him.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny you
Well,
say
I
that because
was-
in my head I was like, I always whenever you talk about yours, I think of a different place, but I forgot what it was, and it's Coeur d'Alene or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I was asking because Papa Rug grew up somewhere in Wisconsin, Two Rivers. I don't know if it's anywhere near, but maybe he's heard of it.
People all the time ask me, is like, where that, because I've been here for a few years, and it's like, oh, you know where that is over there? I'm like, is it between here and my house? Then no, I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
Like, I have no desire to learn. The only thing that's in this town are bars, and they keep opening up more. Like, how many fucking bars can you have in this town? There are 17 shops to buy weed in a town that's got like 15,000 people in it. It's insane. Like, there's no reason to have this many.
It's the reverse urban thing. Instead of like liquor stores and pawn shops, it's bars for white people.
But we can't have one decent donut shop. Like, we have no decent donuts. Like, I know you guys
Maybe
have said it
that's your-
before, but at one point, somebody is sending me some fucking donuts. I don't
Me-
give a shit who it is. Like, I'm gonna send you some money, and I need. And I was talking to a lady about this week, and I'm like, I've considered having them do it, but the donuts would come unwrapped in a box with like crumpled up newspaper in it, and it would just be like a pile of powder by the time I got it, because I just don't trust them that they would wrap them up properly.
I know that Voodoo does nationwide delivering, and they package them very well.
Okay,
I've
I
sent
trust
them to my
Voodoo.
sister in Missouri, and she
Missouri?
got them just fine. So Wisconsin, Missouri, same difference.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, it's like
I-
Kansas, Nebraska. It's
yeah,
all it's
same
just-
thing.
They're separated
really.
by an imaginary line. It's the
Yeah.
same fucking place. Like there's really
Yeah, you
no-
can't tell.
But
when
you
cross
can
it.
order Voodoo Donuts online. You just go to their website and you can
That's
order
what I'm gonna
them.
have to do then.
Yeah. And
Snorkel. There's
it's
a
worth it.
Voodoo out here too in Denver. There's a Voodoo
Oh
out here.
yeah, there is.
Not-
That's my
not
favorite
the-
voodoo.
Yeah, it's not the
It's
same.
my favorite
You like
voodoo.
it?
Yeah.
it's-
The one in Portland is better than the one in Eugene. I've never eaten the one in Denver, so
yeah, exactly. I
You gotta go to the
done
one in Denver at the
Portland-
right time. I usually go at like 3 a.m.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I've
no,
done
don't go
Portland
there. Don't go there during daylight. Fuck no. The
Hey,
donuts
Vandal,
are
do you have
trash.
any-
and Denver.
Do you have any customer service stories you could tell us for a half hour or so?
I already told it already,
Okay.
right?
okay.
I talked about
Yeah.
the email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keeping
She
it
was
short and
sweet.
sweet.
No, that was
Like you, short.
We
and
were
sweet.
late to start the show because I told a story that I don't want to tell on here. So I hope you guys are happy.
Yeah.
I saved
Yeah,
chat
no,
from that. Don't ever say I don't fucking do something for you.
One of these times you're gonna have to hear a Vandal long story short and fast forward because that's what we got earlier today. It's like, okay, so we got this, and I'm like, okay, I'm
Oh.
keeping up. Here we go. Let's keep going.
I guess
You
my dad
when you
grew
tell a
up where they-
story, you have to set the scene, and you cannot help yourself from setting the scene. Number one, we don't give a shit what anybody's name is. We don't give
Yeah.
a shit where anybody sits in the office. That has no bearing on what we're fucking talking about. But you have to set the scene, and I love you for it. It's just who you are.
I do
It's
what I do.
appropriate.
I do what I do.
Shout out the Chatteroonies, man. They've been
Yeah.
rocking and rolling.
When Tucky
I guess
was
my
first
dad
one
grew
here-
up in. Wait, hold on. I guess my dad grew up where they make coats in Wisconsin.
Well, obviously he didn't grow up where you did. When Tucky Shine says, smoking trees and drinking beer. Cheers, y'all. Happy friends. Sorry, Sewer. I can't help myself.
Good.
Colorado says number 3. Let's go. Ern says fitting shoe theme for the food coma I'm currently in. Time for a single 200 milligram sheddable. Man, go on a date, man. Like I love you, Ern. You deserve so much more.
That 200 milligram sheddable must have been expensive. I'm guessing over $3.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because like, oh, never mind. I keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Shay's here says rest in peace, Dale, the Colorado Weeboo, because I think that's Dale Earnhardt's number, right? I know sports.
3.
Yeah.
3 is Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah. Mark is talking to Kentucky. Won't even talk to a rug. What's up, Mark? Ern says praise Dale, raise hell. Paul Cole says I like fries. Let's see. Also, Paul says drinking beer and throwing clouds. Emoji, secret signal chat leak. Hope everyone's doing good. If not, do better. And I like Paul Cole's energy. That's right, you pieces of shit. Do better. Let's see. Anomaly's here. What's up, Anomaly? Let's see. Who else? We got. Damn.
I finally got the Burlington Coat Factory joke. Thank you. I was trying to figure out that. That's
cool.
I've
Ern
worked
said
there,
those
too.
are. Sorry, the Crocs are masturbating shoes. Also, Colorado said, did he say edging? He did. He did say edging. That's why I was like, you know what I mean? And then let's see. Someone I haven't shout out yet.
You get anomaly. Bum, ba, na, na, na.
Yeah. Anomaly. Kentucky.
Bum, ba, na, ba.
Lots of bars.
Mhm.
Paul Cole says, odd Chick-fil-A, 40-some ingredients, 1 chicken sandwich, and 60-some ingredients in the mac and cheese. Yep, I definitely don't eat there. Good, that's more for me, motherfucker.
Saving it.
And I get it, like, you know.
Well, the
some-
Taco
some
Bell
of this-
meny is like 8 ingredients total. So yeah,
It's okay. Vandal's just trying to get into
Water.
heaven. It's fine.
Laxative.
Yeah.
Boy.
I get
We all
into
know
heaven
We all know why you're going to Chick-fil-A. It's all
Yeah.
good.
because it's fucking good. I don't
If
care.
you're
about
going to
it.
heaven,
not-
I'm gonna go the other
That-
way.
The hate tastes so good.
I go every Sunday.
I don't
go
have to
every Sunday.
partake in it, but I can eat it. You know what I mean?
You don't go every Sunday.
That's when I go to Chick-fil-A every Sunday.
They're closed every Sunday.
Maybe where you live. I don't know the rules.
If I owned a
That's
food
the
truck, I would park in the
whole
Chick-fil-A
point
parking
of
lot every
Fucking
Sunday.
Chick-fil-A.
And apparently, in the question on AI, only 2 people answered, so I'm gonna guess, and they both said no. So no one used it. And
No,
then here's the
nobody.
thing.
No.
Yeah,
Don't
and
get
so-
yourself one of them. Yeah, just don't.
Yeah. But yeah, here's the thing. And like, it's very easy to fall into this trap of thinking that, you know, someone's listening to you and stuff. But if you ever get to that point, have you tried politics? It's the same fucking thing. You're just eating your own ass. You know what I mean? Try that.
Randomly DM
But
people
at least-
at 2 a.m. and see if their boobs are real.
Yeah. Ben says
It's
Vandal
worked
for
for
all
us.
the twinks that work there.
Well, I
Hey,
mean, it worked for Anthony, but
yeah.
by comparison, all of us.
It worked for all of
benefited.
us, trust me.
Yeah, it benefited all of us. So
And Ben, if we're gonna make Chick-fil-A inappropriate jokes, I was gonna say, yeah, Anthony worked for Chick-fil-A before they put black people in the commercials. So there you go.
Learning curve. It was a learning curve.
I don't think Anthony was ever a twink though.
Did you see the tie?
Pretty sure.
That one Halloween.
I'm pretty sure Anthony
No, that's not really a twink.
was born a bear, so there's no twinking on
pretty
Anthony's
much.
part.
And Paul
Yeah.
Cole says, I lost a kidney to cancer, so I got one kidney left, and I'm trying to stay alive and not eat death food. That's understandable. I'm trying to die.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
no,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? I think about it all the time. I'd be like, know how funny it'd be if I died at work while I was taking a shit? You know what I mean? Like, those are the thoughts I have.
I mean, that's the best way to die.
yeah. Snow Kentucky says, my moves are real, snorkel. But yeah, no.
Well, I don't have to DM Kentucky at 2 in the morning now. Damn.
Yeah,
Way to
I have no
ruin it,
idea how far
Kentucky.
Blue Eye, Missouri is from Eau Claire.
Uh,
Honestly, I don't even know if I could point out Missouri on a state map.
I actually had to ship stuff to Kentucky's address today. I didn't even. I
Yeah?
had to Google it too because I was like, "Is he
You
fucking with me?
promised
Is
him you
there
were going
really
to
a-"
send it like a month ago, and you finally got it out today?
No, because he bought it through my work. It's not.
Oh,
"We'll
wow.
do
Ah.
something for you.
oh, yeah.
So
I
3 weeks
provide
ago,
great
then.
customer service. Thank you very much. Let's go get all the apologizing emails.
I like all the. I love all the apologizing emails, like 5-star review. I'm sorry.
It is.
It's beautiful.
But yeah. So, anyways, we've rambled on for a half hour. We've got something planned. We got stuff.
All right, well, before we hit the rub down, 2 things real quick. Just because I saw these pictures, I don't have anything to do with what we're doing. This one here, just because of Sewer Rug's return, I thought I would show this one off. Interesting toilet paper holder. And I'm not going to be here next week. I don't know if we're going to be here next week as a group, but I'm going to take next week off because I got a big thing going on. But I saw this shirt and I thought, America.
You.
I would wear that shirt.
You are.
I think it's
wearing
probably
that
one of the
shirt.
only ones
It's
that
the
some
same
of us
thing.
could get away with. So
Yeah, I think all of us could get away with this one.
Ern, you
All
think
right.
it'll be your heart? Ern says, I'm going to die without knowing why I'm okay with it. It'll probably be my heart, to be honest. I thought the same thing. Apparently, my heart's very healthy. I'm just fucking retarded.
stop. That song's running through my mind, and I'm tearing up my heart. when I'm with you. I can't
Talk
get
all the
that
shit you
earworm
want.
out.
When they first came out, everyone hated them, all that stuff. They're fucking American classics, okay?
There's no
NSYNC,
Ace of
Backstreet
Base, I can
Boys.
tell you that.
All right, I don't have a rub down bumper. That's the one fucking thing I forgot.
What?
The
I
one.
only have
just
a
a
million of them.
Yeah, I could
Just
use the
roll
one
it
from
out.
last week, but
Just an Eric Bana.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Let's
Rub
just
down-
do the
rub
rub
down.
down.
What's
All right.
up? That was it.
the one from last week. You guys are getting leftovers because guess what? Vandal's got a second family, and fuck you guys.
Same old, same old. Here we go.
So what's the rub down, Anthony?
Tell me.
Rub down. We're doing Rotten Pizza review. Vandal's gonna do a segment called Fast Food Discontinued. We're doing a Lisa Cardinelli top 5. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I really don't.
Did
Every
good.
time I feel like
Cardinelli.
it's just wrong. Okay, that goes.
Cardinelli.
I'm doing a segment called Box Office Bombs, and last but not least, we're doing a special Ian Covenant style parts this evening. So
Yeah, Ian, I took your feedback. I took your feedback, and I changed some
I
things.
asked for comments last week, and Vandal hit me. I didn't even know it was on there until you told me.
Yeah.
So roll it.
That beautiful fiend footage. Isn't that how you say it?
We did that one time with another episode where I was just like, and now, and you just like, phew, you were right on it. That was good.
That'll
Really?
never happen again. It's down.
I know.
What the?
All right, just because it's the time of year, I was on Disney Plus watching something, and it kept giving me really good recommendations for like the next movie to watch, and all of them were like older shit. So I felt like Independence Day. And the only reason that I'm bringing this up, in complete honesty, there are things about this movie that I really like. But what I like best about this movie is it reminds me of a time period when there were summer blockbusters, and we used to actually go to the movie theater to watch a summer blockbuster. The weekend that this came out, I actually saw it on July 4th weekend when it came out. And I remember it was me and 4 of my other buddies all rolling in my convertible to the movie theater to watch this. And I remember coming home and getting pulled over because one of my headlights was out. But it was a fun time. It was a fun weekend, you know. My convertible had one of those bars that went across, and the guys were like sitting up on top of the bar, like hooting and hollering and all that shit. Fun, like young men kind of stuff, you know, just having a good kind of summertime thing. The movie's great. It's got my favorite movie speech of pretty much any movie that's out there. I hadn't seen this in a long time, and it just kind of made me feel nostalgic and fun. But you know, it's coming up again. I don't know what any of you guys feel about this movie or have seen this, but I was kind of curious, like, at what age were you when this came out, or even if you remember anything about that
I'd
time
have
period?
to. When did
Like,
they
we
come
were
out?
talking about like
This
the
was, like,
original
90
1989 Batman when it came out, and the world went Batman. It was like everything was Batman, and it didn't matter. It was like
1996.
96 when this came out.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the year my
Jesus.
son was born.
I don't watch political movies, if that helps. So I don't know.
I was
About
14,
this.
15
What?
years old.
Not
when
those
it
kind of
came out.
aliens.
Shit.
This movie was a great fucking movie. It's still good. It's a classic American fucking movie. And like, don't get me wrong, there was like some cheesy stuff, but it wasn't over the top cheese. Like this to me
Yeah.
was like the Zack Snyder's of that generation. You know what I mean?
Also,
Like-
hello, boys. I'm back.
Yeah.
Best knockout delivery
Well,
ever.
and Randy Quaid just fell
Randy,
off the
yeah.
fucking cliff. You know, he had a rough life after this, like really rough. Like he was squatting in some like pool house of an old house that he used to live in, or
Although
Randy
it
Quaid's
was
had it rough.
really nice to see Cousin Eddie sticking it to the aliens. I'm just saying.
I agree.
After growing up watching all the fucking National Lampoons, and then he flies a fucking F-18.
And you're
into
right.
a-
There's a bunch of cheesy one-liners in this, like when Will Smith punches the alien.
Welcome to Earth.
You want to see my clearance? Here's my clearance. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sweet.
Get the fuck out of the way.
And this is back-
This is a great movie.
And like,
It's
don't
not a
get-
good movie. It's a great movie.
well, and the thing is too is like when you think back about it, this is back when people respected Will Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't
and
happen
it was
anymore.
one of those things where I really was able to enjoy this movie with Will Smith in it. Like, I don't know that I can enjoy new movies with Will
No.
Smith, but this one here, it doesn't take away from it in my mind. For other people, you know, you have to live with your own demons, but
I
This was-
appreciate, yeah, you got to appreciate it for the time it was in and the time it came out and the situation of that time frame. And like, it's funny because Steve-O said in chat, like, let's see, where was it? Let me find it. Will Smith is a cuck, yes, and that's why, you know, get like I spoke about this before. That's why I don't like to know about any of these celebrities that I think are good in these movies' lives, because if we never knew nothing about him and Jada and all that stuff, no one would fucking, you know what I mean?
and this was a time period where you wouldn't have.
Yeah,
Because it wasn't
private.
something. Yeah, I mean, social media wasn't a thing, and even though the internet was young, you know, I mean, you weren't spending time like really going through celebrity gossip and shit like that. You were
Yeah.
trying to download movies and music. Like that's what.
Do you remember
spent
the first
all of
thing
your
you
time
searched on the internet?
Britney Spears boobs.
doing. Yeah, no, I don't.
Snorkel?
I do not remember. No.
I looked up how to build a roller skate. I was like, well, since you know
Yours
everything.
was way more innocent than mine.
Yeah, we get it. To rug your 1990s Jim Carrey. Like, okay, like,
No, what the I looked
why
up
are
how
you
to build a
blushing?
roller
No.
because I wanted to know. Come on. No, it's fine. It's fine. That was my first search. I remember it. Recall. Memory.
Was there a
Right.
purpose for that? Like you wanted to build? a roller
I've
skate?
never
Like,
seen this movie. Next slide. That's
You've
my
never
answer.
seen this movie. Come on,
What is it?
seriously.
Will Smith, Aliens, Men in Black, right?
I don't know of another Bill Pullman movie that I like better than this. Like
I love
that's
Bill
a tough
Pullman.
one.
He's good.
Is that the
And,
dad? The Jewish dad?
president?
Okay. I can't remember his. You know, there's actors
That's
that you
okay.
know, but you
No,
don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, like Jeff Goldblum is he's the
Oh,
he's the
yeah,
guy.
sure, sure,
He's the guy
sure.
that's able to get an Apple computer to connect with an alien technology. I can't
Yes,
even
yes.
get AirPods to connect to Apple technology. So I don't know how that was possible
Yeah,
back
push that
then.
button on the back.
There
What I
was a
really love
deleted
about these older
scene.
movies is the technology too, because you look at that computer and you're just like, what the fuck is that piece of shit? I
I
like
gave away
watching
a
war
Bluetooth
games and watching the
speaker.
printer go. "Chee, chee, chee, chee." I'm like, yeah, you're a hacker and a half.
Fucking
with that
dot
thing.
matrix, yeah. Watching hackers and hearing them talk about a 24-bot 4 modem. It's just like, oh my dear God.
Steve-O says, and what the hell is that smell? Was a great line from that movie.
Yes.
And it was so funny too, because I remember how gross it was when they busted up in the alien, you know, and it was more of like, it was like their armor, you know what I mean, their cosplay outfit, whatever it is, you know, the snorkel does, you know, and then
Yeah.
they had to cut through like the layers of the mucus, and I don't know, it's probably gonna be weird, I don't care. I've been chasing that feeling of I want to know what that felt like to cut that my whole life.
That's fair enough. That was the first thing I'd ever seen Data from Next Generation in that wasn't Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like he was the doctor.
Oh,
in that.
yeah, he was.
That was one of those like, oh, he can do other things besides that, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And even a Firefly dude, Adam Baldwin, plays a military guy in that, and actually has lines and stuff. You know, I mean, he's a prominent part of that.
His name, Adam Baldwin.
Jane from Firefly. Yeah.
Jane Baldwin.
Google it.
Man, they call
Google it.
Jane.
Blue Waffle
Um,
Baldwin.
So
Yeah,
Independence Day is
definitely
gonna
Google
get,
that.
just for the nostalgic purposes and the way it makes me feel when I watch it, I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. No boobs, so doesn't get 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Does have strippers, but no boobs.
Vivica A. Fox, right?
Close. Comes close. What?
Yeah, it comes
Vivica
close.
A.
Yeah.
Fox?
Yep.
Vivica Fox. Good for you, Vandal.
Oh,
I only know the name because 50 Cent. They dated.
If you
and he-
watch it again, there's so many things that don't either jive or make sense with that. And the Vivica Fox thing is one of them. At the very end of the movie, the guys are walking away from the spaceship that they've crashed on Earth, you know, after they got back and everything. Vivica's the first one off of the Jeep that goes running towards the two guys, but she's not the first person to catch them. Like the other lady that's still on the Jeep in the scene before, and I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? It's just because it's bad editing, but nobody cares in that moment in time.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like hip hip hooray.
Yeah.
I wonder how old that little black kid and the president's daughter are now. Like what they look like now.
Isn't that Dave Chappelle? No, I'm kidding.
No, that's Con Air. Sorry, it's
Oh.
a whole different movie. Which I
Oh,
watched.
kids-
That
Wait, that kid, didn't he become like a crazy like psychopath or something?
I've seen him older. I thought he did like rapping and stuff like that. I don't know, but the little girl, I have no idea who she
Yeah.
was or anything like that. But I was just thinking about the day. I'm like, man, my son was born then, so they're older than my son. So that means they're in their like mid 30s. That's crazy.
They got to be older than me, I think. Even.
I mean, we're close. Believe it or not, we're closer to 2050 than we are to 2020 right now.
Great. That's note to self. Watch Will Smith get jiggy in ID for Independence Day. Got it.
You seriously have never seen it? Like you're not.
I'll
Just
see what it's about. I'll check it out. I mean, it's not Men in Black. It's not a sequel. It's gonna be different.
They did make a sequel, and it was okay, but it was.
Don't
it was
watch the sequel.
It was
many
more. It was
years
more of a
passed.
Starship Troopers kind of sequel.
Yeah, too many
Okay.
years passed. But this would be a good weekend to watch it coming up because it is July 4th and it's around, you know, it's based around that time period. And it's
Now-
available on HBO Max.
You could probably watch
Alright.
it free on YouTube with ads.
You mean at Max? You mean Max? It's on Max.
I mean Max. I'm sorry, I keep doing that.
Pro
I'm
Max
It's not
Plus.
HBO Go. It's not
It's
Go
just-
Max
just
Plus.
Max.
It's not Go Max. HBO.
But Vandal, roll that bumper and let's go on to some fast food discontinued.
You got it.
When the fat lady sings.
Hey, LT. Good to see
Yeah, what's
ya.
up, LT? What's up, V8? LT,
What's up,
I
VE?
has like she said in chat, like, oh, I missed the last few shows completely. Give me your fucking address so I can send you a shirt in 3 years. Okay.
Welcome back. Yeah.
LT, I like all the Baldwin brothers. I don't know that there's one that I don't like. I'm not saying they're all great actors, but I like all the Baldwin brothers.
Was that Steve from Blue's Clues? That was a good bumper. Just couldn't tell.
Let's see. Where is it at? Where's it at? V8 says Mae Whitman. Damn, V8 and you should talk about movies because like he's always on it when you guys talk about movie shit. He says Mae Whitman is the president's daughter and she's 37, so I'm older than her.
37.
And then Ern asked it a couple times, so I'll shout it out. Did you see the video of Randy Quaid wearing a Rupert Murdoch mask? And someone else said there was a video of him wearing the Rupert Murdoch mask banging his wife.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't search a lot of gay porn.
Rupert-
Vandal, at least I know my dad met Randy Quaid at LAX. I knew that.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. He
I
says
mean, it
he's a
would be
great
cool
guy.
if you met Dennis Quaid, but I mean, Randy's, yeah, that's still pretty cool.
I heard the Quaaludes have a bad shelf life or something. Anyways, let's see. So, I decided that we'll do some discontinued fast food items, and probably, there's always the ones that everyone knows. So I'm sure some of you will know these. There's some things on here that I never heard of that I thought might be cool to share with you guys. So I'm gonna pop them up on screen right now. And this first one's kind of a doozy. And now when you think about it, it makes a lot more sense, kinda, because I think of things wrong. So when you think of Little Caesars, you think of pizza, right? And then
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Was like any of that, like the Roman Empire, was any of that in like Italy and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
Sort of, yeah.
Right? Like it was
Sure,
around
this
those
way.
time frames, right? That's why they got like the. I'm not super against the
Rome,
grass.
Rome is in Italy, if that helps
That's
you.
yeah. That's so. See what I'm saying?
There
okay.
we go.
Smart.
Okay, we're back on track.
So, anyways,
I don't know where Missouri is, but I know where Rome is.
Little Caesars used to offer a big bucket of spaghetti.
Oh my god, I've never seen that.
Yeah. So it's gonna pop up here on screen for you guys, but apparently it's a big. They called it the big bucket of spaghetti. I did a little bit of research into it. At the time, it was $8.88, and for the big bucket. But then they also had like little mini buckets. They had a family dinner spaghetti. A medium bucket was $4. The little bucket was $2.49. That's like a individual size, and it comes with 4 pieces of crazy bread for that one. And then they did it like kind of like KFC does like their meal deals. You know what I mean? You get a bucket of chicken and some sides. But yeah, so they basically would slop a bunch of spaghetti, no meatballs, but just spaghetti and sauce in a gigantic fucking bucket, and then
And
you
it was
take
probably
it home.
pizza sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
it was
when
Little
you
Caesar
think
sauce,
about
100%.
like Little Caesars, like you've always think like the hot and readies, right? The breadsticks have always been good, but you think of like the hot and
Crazy
readies.
burger.
But when you think about it, like I think that they were trying to be more of an Italian restaurant. You know what I mean? That wasn't just pizza.
Okay.
So that this is like one of the things. And don't get me wrong, like you go to an Italian restaurant, you're gonna get spaghetti, but fast food spaghetti to me is just fucking mind-boggling.
I'm sorry, I have to ask this question before it goes away. Dad Rugg, was Randy Quaid begging for change when you met him at the airport? I'm just curious.
It was
Anyway, go
before
ahead.
the. Had it been before, I just want to buy that personal spaghetti every fucking day. Like if it was still on the menu, I just want to go in and look at Little Caesar's cashier in the eye.
You know, and honestly, it's probably an incredibly profitable item because spaghetti is incredibly cheap to make.
It's so fucking cheap to make.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
even back then, like $2.49, was the thing for it. This ran, and I think it was. I should have kept it up on screen. Sorry, I can't remember the exact years, but it was a long time ago. It
I don't think
lasted
they put some meat in there, like sausage,
meatballs
pellets,
or something. Yeah, some toppings, like
Nope.
mushrooms and olives and stuff.
I would think that. Yeah, I mean, they already have those as pizza toppings. Why can't they mix those in with the
Yeah.
spaghetti?
So like I thought but don't get me wrong. If I saw it like nowadays, I'd try it once and probably never try it again. Because like
I mean,
to me,
it
I'm very
can't be any
specific
worse
about
than
my spaghetti.
Fagolis. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have those out there or not.
No,
But, oh,
yeah,
it's like
Nope.
fast food Italian. It's terrible.
yeah.
You don't
Um,
Italian fast food. Okay.
Of course, yeah. Let's see. Jay says there's a place in Denver. What's up, Jay? Called By the Bucket, and you can order a bucket of spaghetti. And see, like, I'm wondering, like, if this was something before Little Caesars, like these small places.
Jay
did
Cup of
it.
Spaghetti would know all about that shit.
Whereas
You
Papa
know what
works.
I mean? But like, it doesn't sound like I want to try spaghetti now with their breadsticks. To me, that's I'm a dipper when it comes to bread. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, you're a dipper.
yeah. Pat, pat, pat.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think that would be a good combination.
Yeah. So up next, though, of course, we got to hit McDonald's because back in the day, besides, just throwing some fucking rapper's random name on a cheeseburger that they already sell on the menu, they actually tried different shit, right? And so my favorite one that I always think about was the McDLT. So basically, what they would do is they would separate the cold stuff on your burger from the hot side, which was the cheese and the the meat. And then they would come in a styrofoam container.
Yes. Okay.
And that's about it. Like and there's nothing fancy.
Kept
It's
the cold
basically-
side cold and the hot side hot.
Yeah. And I think that and here's my thing. Even back then, don't get me wrong, we I always talk about how my grandma used to take me to McDonald's and shit, to get food. And it was always the treat, being a poor kid. That was like going to Casa Bonita in Colorado. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But I never ever had to have McDonald's so long that I would be worried about the hot and the cold. You know what I mean? It's never sat that long.
It just made me think I want to start selling thermoses that are just flat trays, and they're like, "Where's the lid?" I'm like, "Fuck you! There's no need for a lid. The cold
Yeah.
side's gonna get warm. The hot side's gonna get warm. Everything's gonna be lukewarm by the time."
I
you
don't
fucking
remember what the idea behind this was. As far it was like they were trying to up their game to be a little bit more bougie than
Yeah.
they were in the past. But here's the funny. I thought maybe you were going to bring this up. The original commercial for the McDLT, the guy doing the commercial, dancing down the street with other people, is George Costanza from fucking Seinfeld. Like one of his original acting jobs.
I
was he
remember
was
that
in the
commercial.
Fucking commercial.
God, beautiful.
So I took it off screen for a second so we could hear the story. But yeah, and there's LT remembers it, and then V8 says McDonald's pizza. And I thought about McDonald's pizza, but I think that there's a I'm not trying to be super original with any of this, but it's been beat to fucking death. You know, what
I
mean?
wonder how many years it's been since McDonald's stopped putting their things in styrofoam.
This was the last thing that they did in styrofoam. I actually did a little bit of research on it.
Okay.
That was the biggest backlash on it, was the trash of it being everywhere and styrofoam, causing problems. Because they used to make the burgers used to come in the styrofoam clamshells.
Fillet of
chicken
fish came in a
sandwiches.
blue styrofoam. That was cool.
Yeah, and they did all stuff. And
Hamburger
don't get me
yellow.
wrong, when I used to drink, I get drunk and I'd back when I smoked cigarettes or I'd litter when I was drunk, my excuse was, well, I fought for this country. I we're fucked as it is. Come on now, you know what I mean? Bring back styrofoam.
I'm sorry, but Snorkel has a look on his face like a baby who's doing his business in his diaper. He's just like,
I have pooed. I have pooped myself.
Yeah.
In honor of the shirt, I have pooped myself.
That's not okay.
And then
Poop suey.
Jay
it's
says,
okay.
anyone remember Roy Rogers? Yeah, but my favorite was, we talk about it at work a lot for some reason, Kenny Rogers.
I like
Roasters.
Shirley Temple's way better than Roy Rogers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, whatever happened to Kenny Rogers Roasters, man?
Yeah, the last one was in I think it was up by where Snorkel's at, and it shut down in 2002. We actually looked it
Like
up.
19 what?
2000. I thought it was it's around
Because rotisserie
2000.
chicken's super popular. I don't know why.
Well,
the
yeah,
Kenny
we
Rogers-
Googled it, and the reason why they stopped, I'll bring it off screen for a second, is because a grocery store started doing rotisserie chickens, and they were $3 to $5.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, Kenny Rogers Roasters fucking walked so that Albertsons could fucking run, or Costco could fucking run.
I never saw Roy Rogers at a truck stop. That's
Yeah.
not. I
Roy
remember
Rogers
that.
said, wow. Yeah.
But I
no.
mean, we could
That's
talk
not a
about fast food companies that have gone out of business for a long
Oh
time.
yeah. So up next I got for you guys though is the triple decaroni pizza from Pizza Hut. I don't know if you guys remember this, but basically it was the layer of bread, cheese, the pepperoni, or whatever topping you wanted, another layer of the bread that was thin,
Crust?
and it was like a tortilla, and then they put cheese and sausage or whatever stuff you wanted on it. First topping's free, and it was only at this time $13.99 for the specialty versions. But it pops
I
up on
remember
screen
that from the
for you.
Pizza Hut buffets.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, is this healthy for you? Absolutely not. But even now, I look at it and I'm just like, that looks so fucking good. I love cheesy fucking pizza.
Yeah,
I don't like saucy pizza. I like cheesy pizza.
I like saucy pizza.
I have been to the last Blockbuster. It's up in Bend.
I don't
I miss
like
the
taco
Bazzone
pizzas.
from
I
Pizza
don't like
Hut.
taco pizzas. I've done it. I don't like taco pizzas.
Taco pizza is only good in the moment. Like any
Yeah,
time passes
yeah,
whatsoever,
yeah,
and
no.
it's like
Yeah.
20
lettuce
it's
on
got a
pizza,
20
like, I'm
minute
good.
yeah, it's got a 20-minute window of edibility.
Yeah. And I like
After
eating my
that,
pizza all
no.
night. You know, I like eating my pizza all night. I'll start with the first half and then kind of skim the
But-
rest.
I don't know about you guys. That just looks like the fucking cafeteria at the elementary school I went to. Fucking sausage on top of it with a shit ton of cheese, which was always the best part. And like, you know what I mean? Like, so this, I don't like nowadays with Americans. Why isn't this back yet? You know what I mean? Like,
It almost looks like something that would come in a 2-pack, like small and frozen these days. I don't know
Yes.
why, but I'm getting that kind of vibe from.
well, they have like kind of like it's like double decker pizzas in the frozen sections that you can get, and they're very
Okay.
they don't ever last long because I see them and they're like new item. A month later, they're gone. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's a part of the thing, but yeah. And then
When was the last time you bought a pizza for $11?
yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sam says, I'm a saucy pizza guy too. Oh, yeah. Well, you came out of his sauce. What do you expect? I mean, what's up, Sam? How's it going?
We know. I mean, the chat usually agrees with me. I mean, Vandal's just
Okay,
weird, but that's okay.
Wow.
Up
here we
next,
go.
I got for you guys a little something from Taco Bell.
Ooh,
The
go
double
ahead.
decker.
God, Taco Bell has gotten rid of so many fucking good things.
Yeah.
Everyone
The double decker
remembers the
was
double
so
decker.
fucking
The
good.
double, yeah, it was.
So it was a soft flour tortilla with refried beans, and then they put that over the crunchy hard taco.
Yep.
Yo.
And that was so and like don't get me wrong, I like recently as I get older, I've never been like a fan of eating beans. But now that I get older, I need fiber, so I'll eat beans and I've come to enjoy them. But like back then,
79 cents.
Yeah.
Jesus
that
Christ.
is killing me. Yeah.
Fuck.
So I was always restricted to soft shells because I had all these like rotten teeth for a very long time. They called me black tooth grin. It was a thing. Double decker allowed me to eat the crunchy shell because I had confidence that I wouldn't get fucking tore up doing it. So
Yeah.
I loved the double decker. I was a huge
Yeah.
fan.
yeah.
Well, I mean, can we talk about other Taco Bell things that are no longer
Oh,
available?
of course. Ern
The
brought up
fucking
like the
burri-
Baja.
the
like-
potato griller.
Oh yeah.
Mine
Ah,
was the
dude.
Chilito. I loved. They probably still have it under another name, but it used to be this chili burrito that
Yup.
they had.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh.
That was 99
Chilito-
cents.
The
Yeah.
gordita,
Fill
we
you up.
talked about it last time when we went off air. The
Yeah.
gordita, dude.
Yeah.
God damn. The
And, like,
chalupa does
they're-
not
they're-
hit right.
And it's kind of like what you miss, Anthony, but like it's different now. They have the chili cheese burrito, and it's funny because like it's like Hormel branded and all that stuff, right? It goes
Yeah.
from fast food place to fast food place because Sonic had them for a little while, and then Taco Bell had them for a little while. But like I think you can still get them at Sonic, where it's the chili cheese burrito and it's got the chili cheese Frito burrito.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Did I
it's
mention earlier
Taco
that Eau
Bell
Claire just
one.
got a Chick-fil-A like a year ago? We
They
don't. have-
don't have a Sonic.
Yeah. Well, to me, Sonic's always been small town places.
What I love about the DoorDash out here is no matter what category you pick, you get the same 6
The same restaurant.
restaurants. Italian, Taco Bell, Burger King, McDonald's. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
wait a minute. What's Italian about that?
Kangaroo has the scars from making 99-cent chalupas.
That was one fast food place I would never work because everybody that I knew that worked there had those fucking scars from
Oh,
their like
yeah.
steam tables.
Yep,
And they're usually like
and the
right
fry.
across their wrists
Yup.
that were just like burnt to shit.
The
Never
original
wanted to
emo
work at Taco
kids.
Bell.
Yeah, the original emos. Yeah.
But like those were so good, and so like Taco Bell had a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
I think
like,
the
that's-
last time I looked at a Taco Bell taco on DoorDash, like something like that, was like almost $8 for
How
one.
the fuck
Right.
did you let a Sonic go under, Ern? What the shit?
Yeah, Sonic's actually like at least the ones out here, they're pretty fucking good. Like, do I go to them enough to like say I support them? No, but like they're fucking
tater
they're
tots
good.
and their entire drink menu.
You could get
like,
a burger for breakfast, which is the one thing I love
Yeah.
about Sonic, because I
Yo.
worked third shift, and you could stop there and actually get real food in the morning. It was great.
Yeah, you
and like
weren't
their
limited
burgers
to
are
breakfast
good.
food.
Like their burgers are good.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I've
get them on
really
the
never
Texas
had bad
toast
food from
rather than
Sonic.
the bun.
yeah.
It's still
Hells
cheap
yeah.
food, but it's I've always had good luck there.
So, lastly but not leastly, I have, and like they're like, so this is kind of like the double decker taco, Colorado City, still get them in Colorado and stuff like that, and they like in some places because there's franchises, so like you know they could kind of do what they want. it's kind of the same thing with these because they had them forever, got rid of them, brought them back, got rid of them for the most part. But to me, this is the best thing that's ever came out of this place.
Oh God, here we go.
The potato wedges at KFC.
Oh hells yeah!
Oh, I really thought
When
you were
KFC didn't taste like
tacos
fish.
from Burger King.
The seasoning
no.
on those potato
God.
wedges, man.
That's a
KFC.
specialty
Crunch.
item. It's not discontinued. It's specialty. I would-
You know, in
KFC
some
went
parts of the country,
downhill.
they actually call those Joes.
Yeah.
that is their
JoJo's.
official-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
the
official
JoJo's.
crispness of those potato wedges and how they taste it. Yeah, texture.
yeah, the
They
texture
were
on these things were
perfect.
fucking amazing.
Oh
Like-
god, they were so good.
Some of the best. Some of the best. Some would
You
say.
get those and a side of fucking coleslaw and you're set.
Much better than the instant mashed potatoes by far.
Oh god, no.
And here's my thing.
Speaking
like,
of gravy,
when I was a kid, I thought, the mashed potatoes were decent because I was poor. I
Yeah.
eat pepperoncinis
Yeah.
for dinner,
Yeah.
kind of poor. Now, I'm like, if someone tries to offer me KFC, I'm visibly offended. Like, don't fucking offer me. What the fuck is wrong
Although,
with you?
If they put
I
these
buy
back on the
chicken
menu,
only because I'm still addicted to original recipe. It's just something deep in my soul.
Yeah,
if
out
they
here,
brought
at least-
these back though, and somebody offered me these from KFC,
Yes.
I'd be happy.
Kentucky
You offer
says
me their fish chicken, and I'm gonna
he's about
slap
the. Kentucky says no. KFC was the popcorn chicken. Their popcorn chicken was good.
you. There
Um,
it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Shay says KFC is shit. Absolutely. And here's my thing. Like, maybe it's a thing out here, but like I'm like Anthony. I'm a chicken skin kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've told you guys about it. I bought those chicken skins from this company, and
Yeah.
all this shit. But like nowadays, like whenever I get it, and like I'm all for the greasiness and all this stuff, but I don't want the fucking chicken skin to look like when like they take the wig off of fucking Farnsworth and Futurama, where it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's just so
Folds.
greasy.
Where it
out here.
separates so
I don't want it
easily.
separating
Yeah.
from the chicken that bad. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I love the South Park episode where Cartman goes in and eats all this chicken skin
Yeah.
off, leaves.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me. Like like I used to get my ass beat.
The
on
Trauma
KFC.
movie.
Yeah.
Was it Poultrygeist? The old Trauma movie with a bunch of mutated turkeys eating human skin and being like, the skin is my favorite part.
That's beyond me. I have not seen that one.
Poultry guys. I'll put
Somebody
that
at work this week tried to
Poultrygeist.
get me on a movie. It was the Velocipaster. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I've
hells
already
yeah,
been there,
another-
pal.
Yep.
He's like, I thought for sure I could get you. I'm like, you're never
Dude.
gonna get me on bad movies. Like
The
it's not gonna
Traumaverse,
happen.
man, has some just.
So I told him, I'm
Oh,
like, you gotta watch
beautiful.
Wolf Cop. That's the next one you gotta watch.
But
He's
yeah,
like, Wolf,
so
you're
those
not
are-
I'm like,
Elijah
no,
Wood.
Cop.
Those were a few items, from that were discontinued fast food that I'd like to see again. You know what I mean? I'd try again, bring it back for a little bit, and I'm just. And here's my opinion.
Bring
with
back
stuff.
the double decker taco
I
permanently.
was just getting ready to say, out of
Like,
that list,
just-
that's the one I would really.
Fuck yes.
No, I want the open faced McDonald's burger because I don't know how to put it together. I'll eat them as two separate things. I'll be happy.
Well, and
Okay.
here's my thing too is like if I'm barbecuing burgers, I like lettuce and tomato on it. Will I get it at like a fast food place? Sure, but like to me, with the appeal of the split burger is like I can eat the burger and then eat the lettuce and tomato on its own, and I think that I get
Yeah.
better flavor that way.
Yeah. I
Why
agree
does
with that.
everything have to come with mayonnaise as a prerequisite on it, though? I fucking hate
Please,
mayonnaise.
please don't.
There's a
Just-
Mr. Beast burger out here that I cannot order from because you
Dude.
cannot remove the fucking mayonnaise, and I'm like, fuck
The
no.
Mr. Beast burger
Wendy's does
also.
the same shit. They so fucking mayonnaise on everything. I'm like, that's
Also, the
fucking
Mr.
gross.
Beast burgers are the size of White Castle burgers.
Oh,
they take
damn.
these
Oh.
pictures and make it look like a plate. It's not. They are.
And they're way
tiny.
expensive for that size of burger. Jesus
We
Christ.
got one out here and I bought into the hype. I was like, fuck it, let's try it. What's the worst that can happen? I'm not kidding. This big, like tiny ass
Wow.
little pieces of shit for $8. Like,
it's just
no,
all
fuck
hype
you.
shit, and I'm getting
Yeah.
like that's what I was kind of plays into the point I was gonna make about this whole thing.
Also,
Like-
can somebody ban Earn for like 90 days?
It's okay. Other people are allowed to like what they like,
Yeah.
but I
No,
just
they're
can't stand
not
it.
allowed to like Miracle Whip.
And here's
No.
my thing: I don't like ketchup and mustard on fast food burgers. I like it on backyard barbecue burgers. I do not like it on fast food burgers. I will accept it with the cheapy double cheeseburgers from Burger King because they taste like barbecue burgers, but that's it. Like
Just
no
ketchup and
mustard,
mustard.
no
That's
ketchup.
fine. If that's your
Just-
thing, then that's your
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Ketchup,
absolutely.
mustard, no mayonnaise, no relish. Fuck you.
So,
Just
I
ketchup
mean,
and
just
mustard.
because we're talking about that, what is your favorite like cheap burger, like from a fast food restaurant? Because I'm gonna give you mine just because you brought that up. I like the rodeo burger from Burger King.
You can't
'Cause It's
handle
got
the
onion
rodeo
rings
burger.
and barbecue sauce on it. To
I
me,
like
that's the
the
best
Big
burger.
Buford from Rally Burger.
That's good. Yeah, or
Oh.
Checkers, depending on where you
Or
live.
yeah, wherever you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Same
Talk about
simple-
fries. Fucking,
Oh,
they have the
fucking
fries.
Rallies and Checkers. Yeah, their fries are. Yeah.
I don't do much burgers, but when I do, it's Jack in the Box Ultimate Cheeseburger.
Also
I
a good one.
Yeah.
I don't like Jack in the Box burgers.
Oopsie,
man. Like,
accidentally.
I love the
muted
lettuce
everyone
and
in
tomato
chat.
on Jack in the Box burgers, but I don't like the burger meat at Jack in the Box. But for me personally, it would be it's a hard sell between the McDonald's McDouble with extra pickles and extra onions, or the Burger King double with the mayo, and not the mayo, but the mustard and ketchup. Those are the two cheap burgers. Like,
Burger
you know,
King
between
burgers
those.
aren't bad. I work there. It is a flame grill. Cool. Love it.
Wendy's
It's a
still
conveyor
makes good
system.
burgers.
It's actually,
It's a conveyor.
Yeah.
It times it for you.
yeah. I mean, it's
idiot
still,
proofs
yeah,
the grill. Yeah.
yeah.
But
The
they have
burger-
they have a little bit more flavor, and the reason why to me the McDonald's mini double burgers, like they're juicier than the fucking premium burgers.
Yeah.
I kind of like this conversation, so I'm gonna keep going on with other stuff. But
Also, Kentucky agrees with us with
so,
Rally's fries.
which fast
Hells
food
yes.
restaurant, if you were on your last dollar and you had to take a job, would you work at?
Wendy's.
Well, because they give lap dances according to Ern. So
Eh,
yeah,
Well, yeah,
probably not a bad
I've already
choice.
worked there, and I don't hate anything but their chili. I will never eat Wendy's chili ever again after seeing how it's made. But yeah, like Ern just said, Wendy's is still my number one after working there. Yeah,
I would work at a Burger King because that's the only place that I've seen fast food people fight back. Which means to me, that's open door policy to fight back. McDonald's, they get their ass
Wendy's
beat.
in Idaho.
No, and I've seen some videos of Wendy's, you know, and they're a little bit more like, you know, my personal taste of customer service. But no, you see motherfucking customers get their ass beat at Burger King's.
Yeah,
Hands
no,
down,
McDonald's is a
more than it is.
pushover.
McDonald's,
don't
you
work
get
at McDonald's.
McDonald's. It's always like, you know, oh, I'm just paying my way through college. Oh, I don't want to do any of this. No, Burger King's like, this is my fucking kingdom, bitch. Whopper, whopper, whopper. You know what
also,
I mean? Like,
Steve-O, that's the point. White Castle burgers are supposed to taste like cardboard and onion.
Listen, if you don't like White Castle, don't eat them. I
Yep.
adore
I
White
l-
Castle.
I
and
love them
can't
at
get 'em anywhere.
between 2 and 4 a.m. when I'm drunk
I
as
have
shit.
great memories of White Castle and onion
Yes.
chips, and they
And
always have their
Red
AC
River
at like
soda.
45 degrees in the summertime. It's always freezing in there every time you go in there,
The only
and their
restaurant,
shakes come in a bucket.
Yep.
Like,
and the only restaurant you can get Red River soda from the fucking dispenser.
Big Red, yeah.
God. Yep.
LT says
So
In
I've
and
worked-
Out for them. In and Out's like, here's my thing. Like growing
I've
up
never
with
been
it,
to an
it's like, you know, is
It's
it bad?
okay.
No. But like the you don't get much meat unless you like get like a double or a triple. You know what I mean? And I get it, they're smash burgers. I understand that.
Yeah.
Their
I'm-
fries are
okay,
good.
and now I just feel like I'm critiquing everyone's fucking thing, so I'm gonna stop. But
So, hold
let's
on.
see.
I worked
Steve-O says-
Burger
sorry,
King.
go ahead.
I worked Burger King twice. It was my first job ever, and I worked it again when I moved to Arizona. I worked Target Grill, like there's a grill there, that counts. I worked McDonald's, and I worked In and Out. And I was gonna say the one I'd go back to is In and Out. Yeah, it's fucking busy all the time, but that's why there's like 200 employees. You
Yeah.
have one job to do, and everyone's in a positive mood because it's not heavy weight on one or three employees trying to serve, 100 people in a busy drive-through.
Yeah,
No,
it's
there's
200 people serving 100 people. Yeah.
And I do love that there's no freezer. Everything is cold, but there is no freezer, and then everything at the end of the day gets donated to some local charities, right? So whatever they don't use that day, the buns, the veggies, all of it.
They're a good
gets
company.
donated.
They're a very good
Good
company.
company, and the pay
They're
raises
all
were
owned by one
stupid.
person.
My first
Evidently,
My
Paul
first
Cole goes
position.
to the good Perkins.
See, I don't do Perkins, but my first position was calling tickets. 56 your orders ready, please. And then they're like, now you get to pour ice in the bucket. I was like, okay, and they're like, and that's a 25-cent raise. I was like, holy shit. And then they're like, here's how you work the register. Here's a 25-cent raise.
Yeah.
So within like a month, I was making $1 more an hour than when I started. I was like, this place is awesome.
Ern, the
So-
only reason I would go to Detroit is if I got arrested and that's where the jail was.
They've stuck you there. Stuck you there. That's good. That's good.
Let's see. Paul Cole says Wendy's bacon blue cheeseburger was fire with grilled onions. Wendy's they brought it back because I was gonna do a thing on it, but then I had it not too long ago. The mushroom burger that they have is pretty good.
Yeah.
At
Swiss
Wendy's,
and
and don't get me
mushroom.
wrong, Wendy's is goated. Like they're great burgers and stuff.
Pretzel
like that.
buns, they do that too,
Yeah.
which is really good. So yeah,
Wendy's is good. I can't complain about anything they do.
It's just they want to put mayonnaise on everything. It's like
A
oh,
couple people brought up a Hot and Now. I've never heard of it. Maybe it's an East Coast thing.
Yeah, I've heard of Hot Now.
I've
never
never
heard of
been. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hot
V8
right
says
now.
Sonic chili cheese tater tots. Yeah, Sonic chili cheese tater tots. That's a go-to for me, man. Like I have diverticulitis when that shit flares up. I'm supposed to eat soft food. Am I supposed to eat fucking chili cheese tater tots? No, but it goes in and comes out easy. You know what I mean? Like it's
Quick.
And then you can dip the fries in the leftover chili cheese on the crust. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Kentucky says Whataburger's fire. Whataburger's good. I've had it a couple times. We have one here.
It's
I
not
never go to
bad.
it,
Yeah.
but
White bread,
Whataburgers.
sandwich bread. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
It's okay.
and then I don't know if you guys have it anywhere else. I know it's
but
part
it
of
isn't
California,
bad. It's good.
But Smash Burger is really good, but it's just way too
Yeah.
overpriced. Way
Yeah.
too overpriced.
I like their crispy onions, the crispy onion rings.
yeah,
things,
crispy
the little
onion,
thin
the
ones.
crispy onion strips, and then they also have they actually sell Brussels sprouts, but they know how to fucking cook them. There's only one guy
They're
at
soggy.
each fucking location knows how to cook them. Everyone else fucking throws them on for 2 seconds. The outside skin gets charred, and the inside still fucking you're biting through a carrot. You know what I mean?
A sleeper fast food is Teriyaki Madness. I don't know if you guys have ever heard
Teriyaki
of it.
Madness is super good, but it's way too expensive. Like,
Ooh, super good. The veggies are like, okay, cool. These have got crisp, and I feel like I'm actually gaining something here.
yeah,
Love Teriyaki Madness.
yeah, Teriyaki Madness.
I would have to say the place I would go back to and work is this sub shop called Penn Station. I don't know how. I know they have a lot of them out here, but it's like a Philly cheesesteak place, and they do those fresh cut fries. So like you have this thing on the wall, you have these just huge bends of potatoes, and you just cut the fries through the thing and then put them right in the oil. And yeah, it's like one of those places where you order a small because you know you're still getting a bag full of fucking fries because they don't know how to portion anything.
Yeah, that's what they
But
do.
They have
at,
some of the
Five
best
Guys,
Philly
too, yeah.
cheesesteak for fast food I've ever had.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been fast food stuff. I'm glad you guys seem to have fun. I'm glad to hear
Yeah, that was
everybody's
great.
stuff. Yeah. We'll have to bring it back again. And then Kentucky Shine says Smash Burger is good, but the cost, yeah, man. I mean, you know how they started instituting that buy now, pay later for like fast food? That's the kind of place that you would need that.
Four
fucking
easy
for.
payments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that did the
your
Costco fucking
Zelle.
hot dog, he paid it off in 5 months, 35 cents a month. Like,
I think I would do that for one time just as a joke.
Klarna your
Yeah.
hot dog. Klarna
I would like
your
to see
hot
that show
dog.
up on my credit report.
yeah. Five Guys is
V8
good
sell-
burgers too, but they're just this is too much for me. Like it's too greasy. I
Five
don't like
Guys a lot.
touching it. You know?
I like Five Guys because I can get A1 sauce on my burger, and you just
Yeah.
can't do that anywhere else. It really adds a lot to it.
Five Guys.
Their
peanut
peanuts are
shells all
super
over the
good
place.
too. The big bins of peanuts they have out front. And it's funny because I used to piss them off when I was working at a local escape. Yeah, we would go there because it was my work, and then they get mad as shit at me because I'd be like, "Oh, I want to get a thing of the peanuts, so give me a cup or whatever, you know." And I'd be digging through with my bare ass hands, find all the burnt ones. I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah!" Like, and they're like, "Sir, you could just scoop it." I'm like, "I'm scooping with my hands." Like, shut the fuck up.
Surprise, surprise, Vandal likes nuts. So yeah.
So, anyways, what do we got next, Anthony?
Top 5 for Linda
Oh, I
Cardinelli.
have the bumper. Hold on.
All right, we'll roll it.
V8 was telling me about In-N-Out in Santa Ana. They opened one in my hometown. I was pissed. I was like, my hometown does not deserve an In-N-Out. They took out a Carl's Jr. for it. It was fucked up.
Carl's Jr.
I know what
sucks.
V8's trying to say there, but that's not. I think he's trying to say Fuddruckers.
Yeah,
I haven't
fuck
seen
it.
Fuddruckers.
Fuddruckers is good. I enjoy.
I thought those were
Fuddruckers.
all gone. I thought those have been gone for like a decade.
I think there's a bunch still in Southern California.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and
Sure.
Texas, I believe.
Man, I haven't
We
seen a
used to
Fuddrucker.
have a couple out here, and like the food was really good. But my favorite thing was that's if I worked in food service, that's where I'd want to work because like it's just backwards for rude fuckers, and like you're just the fucking
Yeah.
dickhead.
Yeah, Fuddruckers is.
Oh,
better
you're gonna
than
order the
Whataburger.
triple cheeseburger? You sure about that, man? Tits? Like you know, I'd love to work there. Like,
What was funny
Also-
about Fuddruckers is the line was kind of like standing in line for a ride at an amusement park.
Yeah,
You had to
it
go.
has
through
the
these
bars on
veins.
the side to make sure you go through the corral. Yeah,
So
All
yeah,
right, Vandal,
Lisa,
this is yours. So rock and roll.
so Lisa Cardinelli, if you guys don't know, is an American goddess. She's a great actress. She's done a lot of stuff. She's been around for fucking ever. And so, like, you know, a top 5 on this. Probably a little bit different because not quite as a household name for most people, I would say. But she's been in like just about like everything. Like if you look up her like IMDb, like she's been in like a shit ton of stuff. So I figured this time we'd go, you know, with something pretty and sweet for our, you know, top 5 movies and stuff. So of course, since this is my segment, I'll go first with my list. I'm sure there's going to be some overlap just because of the fact that, you know, the household name thing of it. But I will
Sure.
say, I'm going to pull up a picture for mine real quick. Let's see.
You even
I
got a
should have had
picture.
this ready.
Yep.
I don't have a picture.
No,
I'm not
no,
prepared.
nobody does.
No,
I only
okay.
put this up so chat would know who we were talking about because
Yes.
I don't know.
This
the
one.
So
name
yeah,
unless
so
it goes
chat
along.
chat would know. Definitely just chat would
Chat.
would know.
I mean, she's Hawkeye's wife in the Avenger movies. That's probably where a lot of people would. know.
Hawkeye wife. Got it.
But I'm going to throw this up on screen for you, and I'll tell you why my number 1 pick for her is Scooby-Doo, the first live
Oh,
action.
hells
Not
yeah.
the second one,
Yes.
but the
Did
first
you
Okay.
one.
put on the list?
Scooby Doo.
And the picture is terrible. It was supposed to be a lot bigger, but you
Casey
cannot tell
Kasem was
me.
in that. Scooby Doo.
Like,
Not in that Scooby Doo. Casey
Oh,
Kasem
different
was
one.
Dead before that came out.
All right. Well, he did Scooby Doo. He was
Yeah.
part of it.
Well, he did Shaggy.
Okay, he was the voice of Shaggy in Scooby Doo,
Correct.
but he was part of Scooby Doo.
I used to listen to Casey Kasem while I was delivering papers while he'd do his top 40 countdown.
but yeah,
on
so
Sunday mornings.
of course, you know, like I said, Scooby-Doo, she's a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? Beautiful brunette, smoky eyes, all that stuff. Second movie, and I know a lot of you will know this one and not even realize it. She was the main character's girlfriend in Grandma's Boy. She was the executive that came in, you know, and then the weirdo fucking was just trying to hit on her, you know. And she's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm down with the stoners, you know what I mean? And so that's number 2 for me. Number 3
And
would
is it
be,
because was it number 2 because she was down for the stoners and you were a stoner at the time? Did it like
Yeah.
reflect?
yeah, you know what I mean? Like playing video games, you know,
I
eating
think once
fast
an
food.
alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Once a stoner,
Okay.
kind of always a
Yeah,
stoner
always
situation.
Yeah. Ern says Alyssa Milano. No, bro. Come on, don't you insult.
No, we said the name. We said the name.
That's
Lisa
not even close
Carnile.
to the right spelling. That's so
Yeah,
bad.
we said the name. Lisa Carnile.
Yeah.
We said it.
Ugh.
And then number 3 for me, like I said, was Freaks and Geeks. It was a teenage like coming of age show back in like what's it, early 90s, mid 90s kind of thing,
late
you know,
90s.
Think about how many people came off of that show that we
that are now famous.
know.
Yeah, Seth
Yeah.
Rogen
Yeah.
was in it. Fucking what's the guy that turned out to be a
Jason
real
Segel.
creep? Yeah, Jason Segel, and he's not the creep, but James
James
Franco.
Franco.
The nerdy kids
Franco,
have been in like so many fucking movies since then too. Fucking
Yeah,
the
if you've
one.
ever seen the show Bones,
Yeah.
one of the young kids is actually the psychiatrist in
Yeah.
that, and it until I figured that out, it freaked me out at first. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. And then she was in that, and then also they have like, you know, the nerdy kid, like you said, the psychiatrist, and the other one that's like he looks perpetually fucking 14. He was in fucking I've watched this a few times now just because current climate of things. He was also one of the soldiers in fucking God damn it, Inglorious Bastards. When he had
Oh, yeah.
Screw.
Okay.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But he still looks fucking 14. He's
Yeah.
got to be in his 50s by now, you know? But
Yeah.
anyways, this isn't about them, Lisa Cardinelli. So number 4 for me would be Good Burger. She was a psychopath in Good Burger. She was the
Yep.
crazy, like, homeless lady.
That's
Good
that's
Burger.
the overlap. That's on mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't make my list.
Yeah. And, you know, and she's just crazy, you know, crazy, funny looking. You know what I mean? This wasn't more of, like, the sultry role. It was just more of, like, it's something that was way out of character than anything else she's done, you know, at that
Yeah.
time. You know,
She
which
was
it's-
loud and it was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, like it's funny because like, when I was doing like, you know, my research for this, there's a whole fucking subgenre about that specific character of hers and why no one respected it and they should have and all this different stuff. Like there's a whole like
Interesting.
yeah, subreddit kind of thing. I don't know what Reddit is, but I use the word.
Oh, you got to go down the Reddit hole. It's
Yeah.
good.
All I use Reddit for
Only
is if there's an
Laura.
OnlyFans girl that I don't want to pay the $29 for, you type in their name and then Reddit and then you get it for free.
Yep.
You bestow that information to the chat, and they haven't responded since. I think they're all on Reddit now. That was
Yeah.
great.
Ben said that show was absolutely stacked talking about Freaks Geeks. Yeah, it was like a lot of those guys just went on to do great things. Like every single one of
Yeah.
those main cast members did good stuff. Fucking the super skinny nerd guy that had the fucking peanut allergy. He's the fucking one of the teachers in the Spider-Man movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. But anyways, and then last but not least, she was also in the MCU movies. You know, like Hawkeye. She's his wife in those movies and all that stuff. But it's cool because in the Hawkeye TV show, it came to be that she was the actual assassin that was before his time. You know what I mean? They didn't play on it too much, and I can't remember the name of the assassin now off the top of my head. But she was actually supposed to be like the major assassin.
I
That
never
had
saw
this-
the Hawkeye movie, so I had no idea.
or the TV show. Yeah. It was
Whatever the TV show.
it was a decent TV show. A lot of people hate on
Yeah.
like Haley Steinfeld because I guess
'Cause
she
she
butchered
sucks.
Transformers. I
She
don't fucking-
ruins everything she's in. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
hate.
I
that
think
bitch.
she's.
can't
I think. I mean, it's not just because she's
She
attractive.
ruined
but
Pitch Perfect. She ruined Bumblebee. She's terrible.
apparently, she did really good in that new movie Sinners, but I haven't watched it yet. But I've seen clips. It looks pretty good. But I'm biased for a brunette with smoky eyes. You know what I mean? So
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
that's what it is.
Got options.
So that
Play
that
like
was
Megan
my
Fox.
that's my top 5. And so whoever wants to go next.
I could knock mine out. Pretty simple and standard. I'll save that one for last. Let me start at the first one. I got them listed out here. Strangeland. All right, that was a late '90s one. It was kind of a scary one. She was around my age, or I felt like at the time, so I really liked that one. Dead Man on Campus. That one was funny. It had shades from that thing.
That
you
made my
do in
list.
it. Yeah, that's a good one. She's good in that one too.
Yeah.
The Lazarus Project. That was another one. No, okay, that's the
Paul
thing.
Walker.
That was
goddamn.
it was a real one. It was a real one. And then
Fucking-
real
he
bad
was so
one.
terrible at everything else he did.
It's so bad.
Oh my god.
Lolly Love, and then Good Burger. Good Burger, of course.
Good Burger must have been like a time period piece for you guys because I
Yeah, can
that
I take your
had
order?
no
I mean,
interest
that
for
was
me whatsoever.
Yeah.
All
Well,
that,
it was
that-
definitely
the
it
one
was
that
it was
like
mid '90s
Nickelodeon or some shit.
mid '90s Nickelodeon. It was
Yeah.
it was a skit on like their all that like their version of SNL for kids, and then it
Yeah.
turned into like this whole like subgenre, and then they had a movie about it, and then they tried to do a TV show a little while ago, as far as I believe. I didn't watch it.
Mhm.
I don't. Years later, then I still haven't watched that '90s show. I won't ruin.
There was the Keenan and Kel show for a while too, right? And
Yeah.
Keenan, who is like still the longest standing SNL actor ever, is crushing it. So
Yeah,
kudos to him.
but where's he getting another job?
yeah,
Dude,
Definitely.
he's making bank doing commercials right now.
Good.
But
Yeah.
but you're right.
I'd
Ern
rather
says
watch
Lazarus
the Mayhem
Project.
guy.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, Lazarus Project. That one was awesome.
Yeah.
She was good in that too.
Yeah,
Just a
but,
lot
like,
of suspense. She does good in the like scarier kind of movies.
Okay. Everybody can have opinions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is
Snorkel.
there
What do
any
you
movie
got?
that you like her in that we haven't mentioned already? Or TV show? Or do you have any opinion whatsoever?
I just recently found out she was in Grandma's Boy, and Scooby Doo was the only one I have for my top 5. So,
Grandma's Boy
Uh,
throws you off because she's like really blonde in that movie.
yeah,
It
no,
changes her look immensely.
I did not know. Vandal told me before the show started. I'm like, okay, cool. I got 2 movies that I liked her in. So that's all I got.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
funny
totally
too
fine.
because in the Grandma's Boy, a lot of people confused her for like one of the Brady Bunch girls.
Really,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, a lot of them think that she was like the Marsha Brady chick. I'm like, no, don't you disrespect her like that. Like,
No, Ben Stiller's wife. No.
yeah.
Mine, Grandma's Boy, Freaks and Geeks, Kill the Irishman. I can't believe that was not on anybody else's list because that is a fucking great movie. I liked The Founder. I liked her in The Founder. I thought that's a story about McDonald's and how that all came about. I
Yeah.
didn't think anybody else would get Dead Man on Campus because that's kind of going back a little bit. But I love the idea of the storyline of Dead Man on Campus because these two guys that were doing really poorly in college found out that if they had a roommate who died, they got A's for the semester.
Passed,
So
yeah.
they ended up finding this guy that like was so crazy and kept doing all these wild stunts and shit that he was just going to kill himself. So they invited him to be their roommate, and then he doesn't. You know, that's the whole kind of thing that happens in the movie.
Reverse Weekend at Bernie's them.
But yeah, Grandma's Boy for me is number 1. Yeah, Scooby Doo is not making my list. I'm glad you guys like that. I think it's fucking retarded. Like I just don't like.
I'm not saying it's a good movie, but she's good in it.
I mean, they made more than one of them, so obviously, you know, it made some money. They wouldn't make more than the other.
Well, they had
Freaks and
that one
Geeks
kid,
Got to
too.
be high on the list. list, though. High on the list.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kill an Irishman. If you haven't seen that movie, it's something.
It's
I
like
think,
one of those 3-hour movies, though, right?
What, Kill an Irishman?
Yeah, it's a 3-hour movie.
I never
right?
looked to see how long. To me, it's more about is it a good movie or not. don't
I
really
look
know.
at the runtime of like Inception or any of those like kind of movies, and I go, "Wow, that's long. That's a lot to take in."
Well,
Inception
Kill an
was-
Irishman is actually based on a true story too, which is kind of cool.
Ern says the porn for Scooby Doo was better.
It is, yeah, much.
Ruh-roh,
I mean,
Raggy.
Just digging for Scooby snacks. That's all. Yep. So that's my top 5.
Yay!
All
All
right.
right, I clap sound effects.
Yes.
All right. So I know you had something else, yeah?
Yeah, I want to do a segment. This is going to be kind of conversation / game show here, called Box Office Bombs. So what I did was, I made like 4 of these, but I'm going to put 2 movies up side by side, and I want you guys to try and guess which movie did worse or better at the theaters total. So, which movie lost the most money, however you want to do it. We'll just kind of go from there. But these were pretty good as far. I tried to pick things that were, I'm not going to say new, but there are things that I picked that were 2023, 2024, just to try and keep it more current. I don't think this first one is quite that current, but I still thought it was a good combination of movies. So which movie do you think did better or worse at the box office? X-Men Dark Phoenix or Terminator Dark Fate?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You give us
Everything on this list are all what's really considered to be box office bombs.
And
but
that's the
some
thing
did
is,
way worse than others.
But you're-
They tied. They
box
both
office.
did just as bad. Can I say
No.
both?
You can say whatever you like, Snorkel. We're just
I'm gonna say Dark Phoenix did worse box office, even though it was an overall better movie. The hype around Terminator at the time, like nostalgia kick for our dads and stuff.
Whoa,
would have
whoa,
been
what?
like, oh
I mean, it's
shit,
got Arnold in it. You're saying the Arnold movie did worse?
did better
And,
at the
and
box
you're
office.
better,
saying,
okay.
and you're saying Dark Phoenix was a better movie.
Better movie, yes.
Yeah. To be honest, the
Somebody-
Phoenix is my favorite X-Men. They never let her do her thing because she's by far
She's
the most
OP.
powerful.
She's way
But-
OP. She's a Mary Sue.
I
Got it.
I
She
adore
got it.
her.
She
And I
did
was
it all.
really, really waiting for this movie when it came out, and it wasn't
That-
awful, but I wanted. something better.
Although Dark
It came
Phoenix
to-
does have the best description or the best visuals of Magneto's power that they've ever done in
I would agree.
any X-Men
There's
movie.
some really good takeaways from this, but it got
Yeah.
horrible.
Oh, it was
horrible
bad.
responses.
Yeah.
It, was
wasn't
so
it wasn't a
bad.
terrible movie, but I'm gonna go with Dark Phoenix as being the bigger bomb because the funny thing about the Terminator fucking fan group, when a new one comes out, they fucking come out of the fucking woodwork.
Yeah.
Like the Terminator people
That's-
do.
That's how I felt too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to go through chat because I know they're going to be involved with
Yeah.
this. So
So let's see. V8 says Dark Phoenix. Delane says I hope the Terminator did better, so she's saying Dark Phoenix. Anomaly saying Terminator. V8 says Terminator did worse. Ern says X-Men did worse. Paul Cole says a childhood movie used to watch with Fuzz Bucket. Also the Peanut Butter Solution. I don't know if I should ask any further. Kentucky says both suck. I don't know. Both were the best movies ever, but I doubt it.
the peanut butter solution is that picture that Sewer Rug has.
I got
All right,
it.
so I may have to read these because I don't know if they'll be big enough on screen for you guys to see.
Jay says X-Men was worse.
So, Terminator was actually worse.
Wow.
It home grossed 261 million worldwide. It ended up losing 122 million dollars, making it one of the biggest box office bombs in history. Actually, the Dark Phoenix made money.
I'm
really?
just surprised that
But
Dark,
it
Phoenix-
seems like
Barely.
Dark
that-
Phoenix had a 200 million
Why is
production
it
budget.
making
That's
$50 million on a movie is still bad? Like that just
Right.
seems weird to me. It's not the first time we're gonna or the last time we're gonna see this tonight. But I'm like, if I invested 200 million and I made 50 million, I would think that was a pretty good investment. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's a win.
But here's my thing too: is like they could have did a lot better with it. But at that time is when they were pumping out, like like Marvel did here for a little while, the X-Men movies, And then with Sophie Turner, they came too close to her off because she was still doing Game of Thrones at the time. And I
Sure.
think that if they would have made it a little bit dark, like don't get me wrong, for an X-Men movie at that of that era, it was darker. But they should have fucking had her ripping people in half. Like,
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. I would have liked to seen a darker Dark Phoenix, but yeah, if you could say it that way. But yeah, it's surprisingly like when I went through some of these, I was like, oh, okay, and I tried to match things up that were similar to
when
give it.
Tucky
But...
says, "See, greatest movie ever."
So I mean, what do you think about that? The idea of that a movie that makes 50 million is considered a bomb? Does that seem weird?
Well, here's the thing: is like when some movies like go huge, like we've reached this thing where it's like about monetary success now with stuff. You know what I mean? We're no longer having these movie files, whatever the fuck the actual name is and stuff, where people are enjoying like the culture of it and the stuff of it. This was a cookie cutter movie. You know what I mean? And if they can't hit the numbers like the Avengers and stuff were at the time, then it's going to look like a failure. But you're absolutely right. That's a lot of fucking money. But here's the thing. That's not enough money to line these people's pockets.
Yeah, these producers and executive producers pay money to make these movies in hopes of a return, right? So when there's more than one guy producing it, and it's not just the studio, and it's like, oh, 8 people need their cut, now that 50 million becomes whatever that is divided by 8, probably around 3 each.
Well, that and the fact that a lot of times they base the movie success off if the first one makes enough to make a second one. So if you can't make a second one off of what you made on the first one, there is no second one. So that's why
It's a
like this was like the
numbers
last
game.
one of these X-Men movies.
Yeah.
But you think about this, like watching this movie, and then think about like the original Fantastic Four that they made with like Jessica Alba, and they
Yeah.
made a second one of those. This movie is better than the first Fantastic Four movie. By
Oh,
far.
absolutely. And
know,
they could
so
have
that-
they could have ran with this, you know. But the thing is, like they did the god fucking villain, and like you can't go. It's hard to go bigger than that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm also wondering if maybe part of the Dark Fate thing was that they kind of put Arnold in the background, and it became more of like a
Sarah
I hate
Connor
using the
Chronicles.
world, but like a woke kind of situation where it was very female, forward kind of thing. I know there's been issues with that.
Well, and that's the thing too is like you got rid of like John Connor was like the hero of all the movies, and then you
Yeah.
got rid of him.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and I'm not on the same page as like the woke thing. There are a lot of good female leads and stuff like that, but like this one was definitely more like they didn't paint these women as strong women per se. You know what I mean?
Well, they did pretty good with Sarah Connor, and to be honest, she looked pretty good in this. Like I have to admit, like she for her age, and she was.
Yeah, she
pretty
looks
dark.
like a guy that makes Vape Juice's wife. I get it. Like,
This is what I like. All right, the Joker 2 or Folie à Deux or
Oh my
Borderlands.
God.
Oh.
When I was talking to my
Why
coworker
are you
this week, he's like,
doing
they made a
this?
Borderlands movie, and I'm like, yeah, it's got like no press
No,
whatsoever. They didn't promote it like at all.
they
They-
did.
It's got a
but-
hugely star-studded cast. I mean, one of the women in this picture is actually the goddess of death. Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. The little guy up in the corner is Kevin Hart.
That's why. That's why.
Jack Black's in it. He's the robot.
That's
See,
why-
I didn't
No.
even know that.
No, he is not Claptrap. He is pretending to be a cardboard box. Fuck that movie. God,
Back-
I didn't see
fucking
it. I
sucked.
played the
I
Borderlands
seen any.
games,
I
but
haven't
like
seen
it
either
just
one of these, to be honest.
yeah.
I did
haven't seen
not
the
see
second Joker either.
No, I haven't.
I sat through the whole second Joker, and like towards like halfway through, me and my wife were just like, "What the fuck?" But we'll watch it. But God, this.
And I get
sucks.
what they did with
we-
it. It's super niche and all that stuff, but it's like
Yeah.
the first one
Kentucky.
spoke to
Next
so
slide.
many. Yeah. The first Joker spoke to like whatever. Take offense to this sort because I know you're gonna be mad I use this term. The first one spoke to so many infeminate fucking incel fucking men out there that this guy has problems. I do too. I love it. And then they flipped the whole fucking script on like.
Why
the whole
would I
point
be
of it.
offended? Why?
'Cause you always
why
get
would-
mad when someone says
We
incel.
live in a society.
But the question
did
is,
worse?
which movie did worse?
Box
I
office.
hope to
mean,
God Borderlands did worse. I hope it
You
bombed
hear-
so fucking hard.
you heard about
They-
both of them sucking, and I waited till it was HBO and free or Max and free. But
Oh,
Joker did
I hope
worse.
Joker did better.
I'm gonna say Borderlands was the bigger bomb too.
I'm gonna say Joker.
Steve O
I'm
said
right.
about Borderlands is worse. He thinks. Delane says, I think Lady Gaga's fan base will have made this movie more money. They get a good job with the Twisted Metal series. Second season's about to release, says Paul Cole. Joker did worse, says LT. V8 says Joker did worse. V8 liked Borderlands. There you go. That's why no one likes it. Jay says, I hope Borderlands did better. Kentucky's really fucking over this.
Somebody introduce V8 to Tanya Harding, please. Thank
Paul
you very
Cole
much.
says Borderlands did worse. Delane says, I like the first Joker. I've seen it 3 times. Such amazing performance by Joaquin. Anomaly says Borderlands did worse. And Earn says Borderlands did worse.
Okay.
I made it through
Please.
Joker, but only 15 minutes of Borderlands. I couldn't
Yeah.
get past.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And seeing
you
that
paid.
cast, I would think it would have been like at least a fun movie, but
If they-
it probably was just about as much fun as the video game, which I
They
think
gotta stop doing
The-
this fucking expendable shit with these movies. Stop
Yeah.
throwing these names at it.
Also, the video game was fun. The movie was a experiment in ripping your own toenails off.
okay. So Borderlands cost somewhere between 110 and 120
Hells
million
yes,
to make.
it failed
made 33 million
miserably.
worldwide.
Yes.
The Joker actually made 6 million.
I am so happy to see those numbers. Holy
I was like,
shit!
fuck.
33 million.
That didn't even pay for the cast.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. Thank God.
Who
V8's
thought
mad.
this
I
was a
didn't
good
see it.
idea? Like when I for video games that need a movie made, Borderlands was not one of the ones I would chose.
The same people that made fucking Blood Rain into a movie, the same
Oh.
people, every time they take a video game and make it into a movie, they don't pick video games that need a movie. Fucking Resident
I never played
Evil.
the video game for DOA, but the guy at work was he's like, you got to look this up, and it's just boob jiggle all
Yep.
the whole time.
yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of what the movie's like. So I understand.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Okay. On to the next one. What do we got up here next? Oh, the
Ooh.
Marvels versus the Flash.
Ugh.
They both sucked.
Really?
Here's the thing. I can't necessarily agree with that. I actually enjoyed watching the Flash.
I like the
I'm gonna
Flash.
take that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
own that. I loved seeing
I-
Michael Keaton back. That was to me.
I,
it was.
I
worth
like the
whole-
Flash.
I
couldn't
like
do it.
Sarah
was
L in
nice.
it. I think they picked a great actress for that part. And I'm not even mad at the Flash. Like I like his humor. I like his. Styles.
I liked
Yeah.
Marvel's depiction of speedsters way better than Flash's depiction. The CGI was so bad in Flash. So
You like
bad.
Quicksilver better?
I'll just say this.
Marvel's didn't have Quicksilver.
I'll just say this. I fell asleep within 15 minutes of both of these.
Yo,
I didn't watch the Marvels, but I did watch the Flash, and I liked the Flash. So I hope the Marvels did worse.
I'm hoping Flash did worse just because I hate DC movies.
DC movies for a
I'm
while
not-
were sucky, but like here's my thing is like and like I was talking about in the
It's
X-Men
nobody's
thing.
Suicide Squad. That's for
Yeah.
sure. No matter
And,
which one you choose.
My thing is like that they fucking they keep god moding these characters, and then the next thing you know they're fighting like average peoples in the next movie, and like I get it, like you can't go bigger than that, and like that's what was really disappointing to me in the Marvels movie or Marvels, whatever the fuck you want to call it, was like she fucking flew through Thanos' spaceship in fucking Endgame, right? Flew through it, and then next thing you know she's getting beat up in the next movie, and I'm just like, just fucking, you know.
The continuity sometimes you're way off. You're like, how could you do that? But then you have struggles doing this. Like it just
Yeah.
The
doesn't
God
make
mode
any
thing
sense.
is a
I'm
flip.
with ya.
If you're
I'm
fighting
with ya.
these ultra beings and then getting punched in the face by a chick at a
Grunts.
bar,
Grunts.
you're like, how?
Yeah.
And
Grunts,
we also
grunt.
It's like watching the Hulk fight Thanos, and it's like the Hulk should be about 3 times the size of Thanos. Like
The first
It just
live
doesn't make
action
any
Hulk
sense.
movie with Edward
watch
Norton.
Ragnarok versus and when him and Thor are fighting, and think about the size that he is in that,
Yup.
and all of a sudden he's shrunk down to the same size as. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Like, where do you get your size proportions from? It's like all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
When Tucky
Sorry.
says Marvels was even worse, even though I didn't see either one.
He's got opinions. He's got opinions.
And like
Yeah,
they
no,
they
I'm
did a
hoping
good
Marvel
job
did
with that
well.
one chick's TV show, and then they brought her into the movie, and it was just like. And like, here's my thing, you know, I'm probably the most like, you know, I'm probably the only lib cuck on this fucking show, but like, that was so lib cucky that I brought my own chair to the gangbang. You know what I mean? Like,
I heard
Brought your own chair.
social media.
I think
Somebody was
Kentucky
comparing
has
the
a
Dungeon
new
Master
name
from
now.
D&D to the
Yes,
cuck chair.
the
I
cuck chair.
fucking lost it. I was laughing my
Yes.
ass off. He's like, well, how is it different? He's like, well, he kind of plans everything,
And he sits there and watch it. It's the cuck chair. It's the
yeah,
cuck chair.
okay, Yeah.
I died.
I'll say
So
money wise.
what's the consensus?
Money wise, I'm gonna say Marvels because after Flash came out, there was a lot of good press about it.
Okay.
And
Saying the
I'm
Marvels did
gonna-
worse.
Yeah, I say
Yeah.
Marvels did worse.
Marvel's
I'm going to
did work.
disagree with Vandal because of my contract.
Okay. Anybody in chat say
Yeah.
otherwise?
It's
Ern says,
split
was Ezra
50-50
the cult
in
leader
chat.
Kitty Diddler version of the Flash? Steve-O says Marvels. V8 says Flash did worse, but was a better movie. Flash was better, says Paul. Jay said Flash did worse. Delane thinks Marvels was a bigger flop. Ern says Flash. Excuse me. Wintucky loves that, and it's the first time I've seen Wintucky use an emoji. When V8 called me a fuckboy. And then that's about it in chat, yeah.
Oh, well. You're welcome for the cuck chair.
Yeah, Delane
Thank you.
says you're welcome for the cuck chair.
Okay, so the Marvels made $206 million worldwide against a production budget of $374 million, making it the lowest grossing film for the MCU and one of the few MCU films that did not break even after the theatrical review. The Flash actually made money. $220 million budget made $271 million at the box office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the Flash. Once again, it wasn't that bad.
I couldn't get into
There were
it.
fun things about the Flash. You have, if you only made it 15 minutes in, I understand why. Because the movie, the better parts of the movie are like an hour in. Like you have to, like when they rescue Kara-El from the Russians, that's a great set of action.
Smart scene.
Really.
When he
I
goes home.
can try
in
watching
the
it
laundry.
again, just.
Well, fast forward through like the first 45 minutes because you're not missing anything really. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just kind of doing an origin kind of situation with Ezra, and then you
Stop
actually
fucking
get
origining shit too, dude. Like,
That's the only
We
way.
gotta
That's
know
the
where
only way
they come
superhero
from.
movies work. That's
let's
it.
origin story 1,000 fucking movies that we never planned a sequel. Like, I hate it.
All right, this is the last one I got for us, and then we can go on to some boat parts. But the unbearable weight of massive talent versus Moonfall, and I picked this poster specifically because I always say, you know, the fat guy from Game of Thrones, and you guys all know what his name is, so I'm just going with that.
Yeah, Sam. But
Sam.
Jon Snow, you're my only
I love
friend.
the recent thing
I
on
worked
social
at the
media is about
library.
him being upset because some guy like recognized him somewhere, and he goes, you know, I love you in Game of Thrones, but the only thing is, why are you still fat? I mean, that movie went on for that show went on for years, and it's like I watched the show Alone, where these people are like by themselves out in the wilderness for like 90 days, and they're losing like a pound a day because they can't get enough food. He's fighting White Walkers and you know going everywhere, not enough food, and yet this motherfucker stays round as a goddamn ball the whole time he's in this goddamn movie. It's like, how is that possible? Or show, sorry. But if you're not familiar with either one of these movies, Google it. I don't give a shit.
So Moonfall was Jack Snyder's, right? Like his, or Zack Snyder, excuse me, right?
I don't think so.
Hold
No.
on.
Moonfall is about moon
A
is
sentient moon.
the moon is falling out of orbit because
Yeah.
it's actually a mega structure on the inside that's run by aliens.
So the book was really good. I have not seen the movie because
So I'm going to show you this just to help with this situation. Now, this is the only one I brought something extra with because this made me laugh so much. While appearing
Violated
on the
more-
Late Show,
Yeah.
with Stephen Colbert in October of 2023, Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's like the space guy that everybody knows, told Stephen Colbert that Moonfall violated more laws of physics per minute than any other science fiction movie he had ever seen, surpassing what he regarded as the previous record holder, Armageddon.
They flew on a fucking comet.
Yeah. Moonfall.
Moonfall
the
also
book,
has to make you believe that Halle Berry is an astronaut.
I mean, that's more believable than fucking what's his face is an astronaut in Armageddon. So,
Why don't you talk about
Fucking-
Armageddon like that?
From
fuck.
sun up to moon
What?
down. From sun up to moon down, I say
like
Moonfall.
you just like the soundtrack. Fuck off.
So yeah, just which one you think did worse at the box office?
I
Yeah.
hope Moonfall
I'm-
did worse. I
I'm
like
gonna
the
say
I hope Moonfall did
poster
worse.
for Massive Talent. I've not seen either of these, but I like Massive Talent's poster.
I googled the Moonfall thing real quick because I thought because Zack Snyder made like a space theme kind of thing after like the whole DC thing, and it wasn't Moonfall, so I got that wrong.
Oh, you were Rebel Moon? Is that what
Rebel
you were thinking?
Moon, yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
thinking because it all looks the same kind of.
Rebel Moon's not bad. Like not
yeah,
not.
so I haven't
It's a
tried it,
two-parter.
but that's what I was
Yeah.
assuming it was. I'm gonna say Massive Talent did better just because the it was Pedro Pascal and it was Nicolas Cage, and granted it's a cult kind of thing with those guys and all that, but and like here's my thing: if Sam from fucking Game of Thrones is the main character, no disrespect,
Up
but
against
no,
He's
Mr.
like
Cage
he's
himself?
like second or third lead in it, something
But
like that.
even
yeah, he's
so,
right there. I'm
like,
with you.
I wish the guy success, but you're Sam from the fucking Night Watch to me for fucking ever. Just like Joffrey, that guy that played Joffrey is always gonna be fucking Joffrey. Like,
Yeah, that guy went through some shit.
yeah.
Like people hated him like in real life.
And
because of
I
that
can separate the character from the actor, but I'd punch him in the
Yeah.
face if I saw him in real life.
shit. It's like Draco Malfoy. Like he went through
Yeah,
some shit
he's
as well,
had
you
some
know.
shit too.
Yeah.
They did a good job.
Yeah. The worst
Uh,
guy
and-
that had.
In
Yeah.
chat, V8 says Moonfall. Jay says never heard of either. Jay Cup of Spaghetti says never heard of either one. Delane says I literally have no idea what the second movie is, so I'm gonna say Moonfall is worse. Ern says never watched Massive Talent, but he wanted to. Steve-O says Moonfall. Paul Cole says Moonfall is just an AI moon. V8 says isn't Unbearable Weight of Talent where that meme came from? The one where he's like, yeah,
In the car.
yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Jay said Moonfall did worse. Anomaly says Moonfall did worse.
I
The
hope.
best part of the unbearable weight of massive talent is in the very beginning of the movie. There's this girl that's watching a Nicolas Cage movie, and then at the end of the movie, she gets rescued by Nicolas Cage, and she's like,
Yeah.
she's like, "Is this real? Like, yeah." That's the best part for me of the whole. The movie's dumb, but it's fun. Definitely.
It was
that.
fun. Nick Cage.
I watched
did it
Moonfall
well.
twice just to make sure it's as bad as I think it is. Like that's how.
He got
but
to
it's-
play Nick Cage, and that was fun. That was fun.
All right, so the reveals are.
Oh,
Massive Talent grossed 29 million on a $30 million budget, so it lost a
That's not bad.
Okay.
30 million's a cheap
Moonfall
fucking movie.
grossed 67 million, and that was less than half of its.
Oh,
Oh,
There we go.
fuck yes.
There we
Well
go.
done.
And that was before distribution or marketing costs. And it's still
Sam,
lost
get back to
less than-
peeling fucking scabs, bro. Get
It's-
back in there.
Yeah, it's
Done.
and there's some visually really cool stuff in Moonfall, but it does not make up for the absolutely atrocious story that somebody came up with.
Yeah.
Somebody read the book, the back of the book, and wrote a movie based off of it.
Somebody
The
read
book
somebody
was-
the back of the book.
Yeah,
over the phone.
exactly.
Someone read an
Because
online
Because the
review
book
of
was
the back of the book.
on
And it was
Amazon.
translated to a deaf person who called somebody else and then translated it to
Yeah.
that.
And
Yeah,
it was translated from that deaf person to Japanese, then back to English, and that's what they made the movie off of. Because
Right.
oh fuck,
And the director was like,
I'll have to go watch the
not
other
like
one.
this.
I'll have to go watch Massive Talent. It sounds like it was a good movie.
You need to watch, but yeah, if you haven't ever seen The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, you definitely need to see it. It's Nicolas Cage like owning himself being
Nice.
that's
I'll-
yeah.
That's a good selling. I'll go watch that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
worth the watch.
And a game I want to play in the future, and I'm gonna give you this as an example, and I haven't figured out how to do this yet, but I want to play this game where we match two movies together with the least number of actors. So it's like an actor from this movie was in this movie, which goes to this movie kind of situation. And the
That sounds like a
I'll
new
give you an
game, like
example of
7
like
Degrees of Bacon.
you have to match Hackers to Con Air, and I can do it in one actor.
Oh, the guy, the
The
bad
guy, yes, the guy.
money, sex, god, power, whatever guy. Yeah, yeah. With
You
the
can match it because the Hispanic kid from Hackers is the one that's like the girl that acts like the girl that puts on the dress and stuff and
the jail girl.
same
Yeah,
actor.
okay.
His name is like Rinaldi. He has like a one name kind of thing. And I didn't realize it until the other day. And I was like, son of a bitch, that's the same guy from. I couldn't think of where I'd seen him from before. So that's a game I kind of want to work on, and we'll figure out how to play it. But
Delane says
Yeah.
3 degrees of separation. George Clooney.
Yeah, well, when I was a
The
kid, it was
Freak.
called
Yeah,
7
the
Degrees
Phantom
of Kevin
Freak.
Bacon. Right? When I was a kid, it was called 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
I don't want to
It's
go that
still
far.
called
But I want to.
that.
I'm gonna make it like a Google kind of game where you can jump on and search and find, because I want it to be the least amount of actors that you can make that jump to.
When Tucky
so.
said, "Oh yeah, that one dude."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah, that
good.
one guy. Yeah.
All right,
Everybody
I'm hungry.
knows
So
him.
guess what? It's boat parts.
Yeah, I could link the original Mario Brothers movie to Hackers because of that one guy.
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo is
No,
not.
the other guy. The bad guy in Hackers.
When Tucky
Oh,
says,
yeah, that's
that
true.
gay, you know.
Yeah.
He's the bad guy in Hackers. He's the bad guy in Mario Brothers. The original Mario.
Also, yeah.
All right.
You guys
So,
were talking about. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
If you got a name.
Boat parts. I find stuff on Craigslist. You guys bid on it. Price is Right rules. Can't go over. Whoever closest wins. Can't have the same bet as someone else. I did take some feedback from Ian. He said, "Hey Vandal, the way you do boat parts fucking sucks. Do it more like Anthony, where he has it on the screen so we can see the details." So guess what, motherfucker? I listened and I did some work. I did more effort in this show this past fucking week from Saturday to today than I have in 5 fucking years. And Ian's not even here. Fuck you.
Let's do it.
So I'm gonna have what the description has of the item, where it's at, and then so you guys can see it. And I've combined the pictures together so it's all on one slide.
Including the price.
Yeah,
I
after
actually
you
felt it
guess
move just now. So
Nice.
awesome.
I'm gonna
Nice.
in honor of Ian for you, Vandal. Malani Antitimo. It's like a Filipino blessing. Just
Yeah, I love lumpia.
Happy.
Whatever.
Lumpia's awesome, dude.
So up first we have a Christmas Kermit located at Hualapine Sunset. And in the description is Muppets Kermit on Sleigh 1981.
Oh yeah.
Kentucky says, Ian isn't even here. Screw him.
I've seen some Kermit stuff recently on social media where he's talking some shit, which is really funny.
The one where he's showing his Kermit ding dong to girls on the fucking video.
That's a
thing.
On
cucumber.
the Omegle.
That's
Yeah.
a cucumber.
Delane says, how big is that Kermit? I can't fucking tell you, but that's the description, and that's what you guys get.
This many.
Delane says $68. Ern says 34.
68. Wow. Okay.
What if it's life size? That's a problem.
I just want to know, is he a Nutcracker Kermit? Oh yeah, it says it right there. Kermit the Frog Nutcracker. There you go.
There you go.
If I didn't have this picture up here, I guess Ian was right.
See? Different.
Snorkel says $49.95. LT says 25 smackers. When Tucky Sign says $9 and a ribbit. Paul Cole says 70. Jay Cup of Spaghetti says 50. Anthony, how much are you gonna pay to crack your nuts with Kermit?
I'm gonna bid 100 just so I don't win this.
Gotcha. All right.
They're asking 110.
And
I
Ern sent me in
swear.
a hilarious Miss Piggy picture this week with Ron Jeremy. So
Yeah. Steve-O says $20. Sewer Rug, how much you paying to crack your? You feeling froggy? You gonna jump?
Dude, if I bought this thing, my wife would croak. I would say $101 for safety.
dad jokes. He's here all week, folks.
All right. So the actual retail price for this Christmas Kermit is $15.
Nobody.
Everyone went way too much.
Yeah.
Wintucky gets it. $9 and
Oh,
a
yeah,
rabbit.
that's
and
right.
a
Oh
ribbit.
damn!
Wintucky gets it.
No one appreciates 1981 art anymore, you know? It's just
I know. Look at me.
Who saves that from 1981?
very specific.
And the original
number.
box and all. Up next, we got a Boba Fett jumbo figure, Gentle Giant SDCC limited edition, 1/6 scale.
Damn.
Boba
That's a
Fett
good price.
Big.
jumbo figure, Gentle Giant SDCC limited edition, 1/6 scale, and giant plastic protector case. One hell of Christmas gift. One of the hell of Christmas gift.
One of the hell of Christmas gift. You buy now, everyone happy buy sell. God damn it.
Oh, people cannot type on goddamn Marketplace or fucking
Yeah.
Craigslist.
Paul says, "I have no idea. The Muppets suck." Snorkel came in with 666. Jay says 99. Delane says, "Oh, the Boba Fett's gonna be worth something." Yeah, but what? Paul says Fraggle Rock was better.
Fraggle Rock was better.
Yeah, Uncle Matt. Woo!
V8 says $300 bid from Grim Green. When Tucky Shine says, "Hell yes, new ball cracker, kind of like Mrs. Shine."
Oh,
Oh no.
shine.
Steve-O says 75. So you guys
those
gotta
are
remember, this
really
is 1/6 of a scale. If I knew numbers, I would say what that meant.
I think it's actually
Delane-
1/16 scale, but
Yeah, I believe there
1/6
was.
would be a lot bigger than that.
I believe there's a typo, but
Yeah.
I'm just.
Well, there's
That's
more
the
than
size
one
of the
typo.
scale.
Trust me.
I'm
Okay.
bidding on the typo. So.
Is it based
That
on
was
like
1/6 scale. That packaging would have to be about 4 feet in size.
Yeah.
a lot of plastic?
Yeah.
And are we talking like grandma's scale, the metal ones with the like white and it's heavy, or what?
Yeah, definitely. That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Steve-O
Yeah.
says
Or like the
75.
doctor's office with the slideys on them, you know?
Delane says 76. LT says 123. Ern says 12 inches tall. So he
That's
measured,
not a
he
12
measured
inch
something
figure.
12
It's not.
times.
It's not. That might be. it
That's
might
a
be
4.5
6 or
inch
8.
figure.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
Oh wait, Delane updated
No
to
way it's that big.
276.
Lies.
Kentucky Shine says Boba Fett 420 ammed no more.
And
Feet.
no more.
V8 says 4 feet. No, it's a foot tall. Oh wait, you fucking nerd.
It is not a foot tall.
Paul
No
Cole
way.
says $80. Ern says 1/16 is 4.5 inches.
Yes. That is what that is. That is a typical GI Joe.
Is that why the
116.
all the rulers in your house, Ern, have that little tick mark there? Sewer rug.
Yeah, it's
What
1/16 size, man. Jesus, what do you want?
Sewer rug. What are you bidding on this Boba Fett?
I don't know. I'd be happy with 4.5 inches.
What are you gonna bid to go to a galaxy that's never been something before?
Oh,
Yes, my
Thank
favorite
you.
Doctor Who episode. Thank you.
I know this is Star Wars related, and all I could think about was this podcast I was listening to, and the guy's like, every resort you go to, it's like the Jabba the Hutt guy with his like slave Leia, you know, and that's how I picture like rich guys and their wives now, like, you know, Jabba the Hutts and slave Leias. So final answer: Jabba the Hutt and slave Leia. Every resort you go to.
All right. Ern says $24.
So you're not wearing any underwear, are you, Sewer Rug?
Good thing it's on the
God.
screen.
You gotta measure like McMurray.
Yeah, for any of Letterkenny fans out there, you've been measuring from wrong. You got to measure it from the base. V8 says if it's that small, then $45. Anthony, what was your bid?
I'm gonna say $1 because I think I'm gonna get it.
All right. So the actual price being sought for this not so big a Fett is $499.
Jesus
Lorian.
H. Christ.
Lorian.
Fuck.
Delena's closest.
Technically V8?
There's no way I would pay that much money to somebody who types that poorly.
V8 did a $300 bid, so technically,
Where did he do
Yeah.
$300?
fucking
But then he
$300
said, if it's that
$300 bid from Grim Green.
Yeah, but he changed it to 45 if it's for him.
Yeah.
Oh, he changed
He
it.
was a
What a
psycho.
I wasn't saying the
bastard.
Boba Fett was 4 feet. I was just saying the packaging, and I was exaggerating. So
Yeah. All right. So up next, of
actually.
course, it's boat parts. So it's boats. An island bolt. Oh, I put the one with the price up on accident. I did it backwards.
Hells yeah. Woohoo.
I want to see the price.
Yeah, $100 for this fucking floating fucking.
I'm gonna
idiot.
bid $99, Bob. $99.
that's why we can't change the way he does these, because
I did it
fucks with him.
backwards.
he's
Thanks,
not used to
Ian.
that.
Thanks, Ian. Way to go.
Like I already asked him, does it include the price? And he shrugged me off. This is why I asked.
Yeah. Anyways, last but not least, a big block 454, 350 transmission, 850 double pumper Holly with manual choke, 4-wheel disc brakes. Yeah, Kentucky, you won. Or earn one, sorry. 4-wheel disc brakes, custom gauge display, 60/40 bench seat, 373 differential with custom differential cover, hooker headers, new 3-inch exhaust with crossover pipe, new fuel tank, Flowmaster mufflers, new radiator, chrome water pump, chrome power steering pump, chrome 1-wire alternator, 17-inch American wheels with Nitto tires, Mickey Thompson valve covers, lower 2 inches in the front and 4 inches in the back, new heater core, new battery, mini starter, steel braided lines, including the fuel line.
Very
Okay,
descriptive.
They give all this information and they don't say what
it's a
year,
Chevy C10.
Yeah, it's a Chevy
mid
C10.
70s.
but they give all of that and they don't say the year.
They don't
We're
even say
talking
what the
about
make and
wires
model
and
is.
No.
braids and-
It's a Chevy stepside from the 70s, but a little more information, please.
He was talking
I
about
don't think that's a
wires
square
and
body from what I
braids
can
and
see. No,
weird
it's got to be
stuff.
a.
You could have
It's
just
got
said
the
It's a
old,
dually wheel
step side.
covers.
you could have said old red truck.
Oh no,
That
it
would've been
just
fun.
has the slap-on covers, doesn't it? With a different fucking bed. Oh god, that is.
I mean, obviously this thing's been redone. You know,
When Tucky
nah,
says
nah,
it's
54
nah.
in that
74.
would be fucking fast though. Jeez.
74. Yeah, no, what they have in there is beautiful, but it is a fucking Frankenstein.
Oh, an 850 double pumper is a carburetor for those that don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have too many carbs, I guess.
17-inch American.
I mean,
Rand
850
wheels.
though, an 850 Holly though on a Ford, like,
No, I mean it's getting all the gas it can possibly handle and more.
that
yeah.
thing's getting maybe 4 miles to the gallon.
I used to have a
which,
Suburban that had a 454 in it.
which is why he's selling it, is because he literally can't afford to start the fucker. So
Pass
So
anything but a gas station, buddy.
V8 says 15,000. Kentucky
Ooh.
says 11,000. Earn likes this.
I think Ben is correct with the cab. I think it's a Frankenstein build. Yeah.
Delane says 19.5. Jay says 25,000. Earn says 12,000. Anomaly says 14,500. Snorkel says 9,999. LT says 19,000.6. She upped it from 19.5. Ben says 6,000. Paul Cole says 30,000. Fiat says I'd go with a quad jet over a double pumper. Oh, so you don't want to hang out with your mom?
A quadra fuck?
No, you do
No.
not. No, somebody ban V8.
Steve-O says 16K, and Kentucky Shine says same bed, different tailgate snorkel. It's not a
Fuck you with
Volkswagen,
V8.
but I know stuff.
No, I know that's the bed and cab aren't matching up though. It is. I'm gonna go with Ben on this one. Yeah.
Ern says I had a 455 Rocket station wagon.
Big
And-
Oldsmobile motor.
Yeah.
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 So Suarug, you're called to an emergency. Someone needs their pipes periscoped, fast and very expensively. You've got 18 miles to drive this on $13 of gas. How much are you gonna pay for this?
I'll give you like
You gotta
$500.
fuck V8, yeah.
$500. All right.
Well, okay. Quadra junk. Fuck yes.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
I
Anthony.
hated working on those goddamn things. I'm gonna go higher than everybody else. I'm gonna go 35.
35. All right.
Damn. There we
So
go.
the actual retail price of this truck is $28,500 or best offer.
28. Our best offer
Man,
was
Cole, you were close, man.
19.6.
No,
You were
Jay
really
was at
close.
25.
Oh, J Cup with 25. Yeah.
Jay, cup of spaghetti. You take it home, buddy.
Fill that bed with spaghetti.
I like how
Yeah, but you
everything
know
else
what?
is
That Holly, I don't have to rebuild V8. That's the whole fucking point.
The Holly. Yeah.
You know why they're fast to rebuild? Because you have to do it so often. You learn how to do it quick. It's like a head gasket in a fucking Chrysler 4-cylinder. Yeah, I can do them pretty fast because I've had done like 100 of them.
Automobile things, am I right?
Sorry.
I
Cars.
think, yeah. The bed does not look right. Maybe it is bent. Yeah.
Does it got posi
But
track?
it's funny because everything on that motherfucker is polished except for the tailgate, which is the easiest thing to remove on that fucking truck.
Maybe they wanted to keep the patina,
Yeah. Yeah.
the sexy patina.
It's a nice garage for a truck like that, so. But
All right,
anyways,
one more
that's
thing
it.
I just want to mention before we get out of here, and that's because I watched some Blacklist this week, and I started counting from the beginning when they started naming executive producers, and only because there was like a co-executive producers, there was two, and they went on to the third and fourth. I'm like, I'm going to count how many. There are 12 executive producers at the beginning of Blacklist. I'm like, what the fuck are all these people doing? Nothing. But I just thought that was, I've never seen 12 executive producers on a goddamn show.
Getting their
All right.
piece of the black
Had to get it out.
pie is what they're doing. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Delaine's got all these
Thank
like
you, Winston.
car terms. I don't know where she's getting them from.
Google. Google.
Maybe she's sitting with her dad. I don't know. But that's the show, guys.
V8, you whore.
But yeah, so that's it. People
Let's
tell
do
them
it.
some lovely things. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
we're not going to be back next week. Next week, we're taking it off. It's the 4th of July. My dogs are old and they don't like fireworks, and I
I
love
could
them more
use
than I
the
love you
break.
guys.
Yeah, and a lot of people in our chat have like friends and family. Go spend some time with them. Do 4th of July shit, you know?
Yeah.
I need a break anyway.
Delane says, "My cousin Vinny, what is wrong with you?" She's just still in the lines from Marissa Tomei.
Yeah. Who won an Oscar for that role?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so Snorkel.
Chat, thank you for the laughs. You've been great. See you in 2 weeks.
Finally, I get a break. Am I right? Gosh,
All right, Anthony, what's up? No kidding.
What the man? Let me.
Anthony,
Well,
yeah, tell
Brandon.
these folks how you feel, Anthony.
Name and
No,
start.
let-
Go ahead.
I just gotta say, pleasure to be back. I can't wait to do this again next week. You all come join me. It's gonna be a treat, and I'll see you then when that happens. And I'm Surug. Thanks for having me back.
It's nice to see you again, man. So nice. We're going to take next week off so we don't have to see you. Anyway.
Take a breather. Let's take a breather.
Chat, thank you so much for being a part of this. I like episodes like this where there's a lot of conversation, a lot of give and take. We all kind of give our little parts in here, and you guys kind of come along with us. So I have a good time when we do these. I haven't done a lot of games lately because I just kind of needed a break from that. I like these conversation pieces because we can kind of all get involved. If you want to get a hold of me, you can try over on Instagram at I'm_Anthony Romella. No guarantees that I'm going to check it anytime soon, though. I'll be completely honest with you. We're going to be having a sale over at the Rogue Shop for 4th of July. The code is going to be July 420 because it's a 20% off sale and it's for July
get it.
4th. No other reason whatsoever. But it's going to be 20% off, and I think I'm going to make it run through the weekend. So if you do need some stuff from there, you're going to get 20% off on that. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Vandal, take us on home, buddy.
Chat, you've been great. I put in effort. Ian wasn't here to appreciate it. Maybe it's because I never had a father figure growing up. You know what I mean? Except for Stone Cold Steve Austin. And like he said, hell yeah, the show's over. I got to poop. I'm going to go eat a burrito so I can poop some more. Speaking of poop, enjoy Sue Rug's shirt. LT, in the Discord, you can tap my name. Send me your info for a shirt so I can send you a shirt. I've got a couple of other presses, DTFs made. So if anyone wants a shirt, send me a message, and then I'll just run through what I have right now, and I'll send them to you. I have some of the Pope Suey, whatever we want to call it. I got some of Anthony on a boat, and then I've also got some paraplegic snorkel. So you guys just send them to me. Let me know. I'm not going to charge you anything. until like become real popular, and then act like I don't know you, and then one day I'll come home for Thanksgiving like a Hallmark movie, and then we'll rekindle that love. But until then, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.